Hello and welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio and our coverage of the opening round of Apex Racing League Endurance 2025. For the first time in 12 months, this championship returns and we've got 6 races in store for you this season and 58 teams registered as well. It's going to be an absolutely mega championship in the GTP, LMP2 and GTD classes, and we're very happy that you are joining us from the very start of it. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, alongside me is David Sampson. And David, this is really one of our favourites. We've really enjoyed the Touring Car Championship, to be fair, as well recently, but we probably get to stick our teeth into this one. And I'm just so glad that the drivers have really come back, and we've got a lot of fresh faces as well who have clearly heard the high quality.
Yeah, I mean, ever since the last time we run this, I've had a lot of questions come my way, and people are excited for a series back. I think it's great. We've got a great car selection, great teams, great schedule, and yeah, really excited for the season.
Yeah, should be really fantastic this upcoming season. And well, when it comes to our previous championship, of course, we've had former champions when it comes to Mivano and Effect and Simify as well. And of course, our drivers will be hoping to add their names to that list for this upcoming season. As we can have a look at our calendar as well for this season in terms of the tracks that we've got coming up, and it's a pretty nice schedule that we've got coming up. Maybe a few of, you know, the familiar faces, Spa and Monza and Le Mans, but also Imola and Hockenheim making their series debut.
Nothing says a series run by Sam than ending at Imola.
And genuinely, that is logic.
It is.
So it's sort of been coincidence in the past that Imola's always been the season finale. We sometimes copy the PESC qualifier series, which always ends at Imola, but just coincidentally a lot of others. But this season I thought, nah, this is
I'm making it a thing.
This is a thing.
Yeah.
So
no, really good schedule. I mean, Hockenheim's a little bit of a curveball, but you have to have a curveball. But the rest of the schedule is absolutely fire for multi-class, triple multi-class.
yes, and let's have a look at our format as well for today and for all the races as well. It's a 30-minute qualifying where 10 minutes are assigned to each of the classes, and it's an open session, and then we've got a 180-minute race. It's quite simple, but I guess with the new tire model that all these cars have, that qualifying session is going to be even more demanding because it's going to take a while to get those tyres up to temperature in only a 10-minute session. Sure,
I don't have any knowledge of open qualifying or even endurance this length with the new tire model, but you're going to need to be careful. Obviously, open qualifying is its own animal. It's easy just to say it's close qualifying with other cars, but it's not. You may have teammates out there. You're going to have. It's difficult. It's distracting. I have found in the past I'm just not great at open qualifying.
And we can look at the weather as well for today. There's not going to be any rain, but later in the season, perhaps we might do. I think the last season we went to Suzuka, and it was absolutely torrential, like proper apocalyptic scenes. And so we might have the same this season. Hopefully we get a little bit of changeable weather. Maybe we'll get no rain. It's only 6 races, but the races are very long, so that increases the chance that we might get a little bit in each of the events. But of course, for our first race, we are at Spa, and we can have a look at the circuit and a couple of the moments that we've had in past broadcasts. And yeah, it's so nice. It was a while until we did too many broadcasts on the new scan, David, but I've sort of got used to the new scan now, and I'm a big fan of it. It's so much nicer looking.
I am a big fan of the scan. Awesome, nice 2-wide action here. Yeah, I think it's just visually a lot more striking. A couple of more corners are opened up a little bit more usable. There's some radicals, is that? Or
yes.
Is that the Formula? Yeah,
we might see some 4-wides today when it comes to the classes dealing with one another. Hopefully they'll end as positively as this one ended. The drivers just about being able to get through Lake Coombe, and then of course you enter the middle part of the lap as well. But also some great side-by-side action possible as well around here. And this is in the LMP2s as well, in the ESCC.
Yeah, obviously we've got an absolutely stacked grid as well with 58 cars. Radion's going to be important on that first lap with the colder tyres. They're not as cold as they were last season, but they're still not warm.
Exactly. And in terms of the setup as well, could we see potentially drivers go different ways when it comes to focusing more on the second sector, or is it sort of you able to be similar anyway?
there's a minimum speed you need at Spa. It's not. It's around medium wing. That's the sweet spot. You need to have the downforce. There's a lot of corners here. It's very technical. It's a long race, so there is a minimum speed you need on that straight to be competitive. Others, yeah, you're just going to be caught out all race long.
And I mean, we could have used the Spa 24 final. Well, we couldn't because we don't have the rights to use that probably. But this was an equally as good finish as what we had between the Red Line guys at the weekend in the 24, and came down to a while. I think this was decided by less than 1,000th of a second. That Radicals battle, super close across the line. Maybe we will have that at the end of 3 hours of racing.
Is this all day?
It's going to be ending around sunset.
Okay, awesome.
So it will look quite pretty by the end of the race. Let's have a look at who we've picked for this season.
For the season, no pressure.
No pressure. So in GTP, I've gone for Scuderia Volpi by P1 Sim. This was the most tricky one for me. I wouldn't say there's too many teams that stand out. Now, Apex Racing team are taking part. However, we've agreed not to go for them. It's a little bit too obvious because their drives are basically 10k. So we've decided to go for the other teams. And Scuderia Volpi, I think, look pretty strong, around 6k, their drivers. And of course, they've taken part in a lot of our series in the past. And so could be very, very strong. LMP2, we've got Viracho Esports Team White. A new team to the series, but again with a very strong squad. And GTD, the defending champions, Fantasy Racing Green, so strong last season. They won 4 out of 6 races. Paul Busby is bullying me in chat.
Oh, it's damn right.
And because, it would be a little bit boring.
I'm picking from scraps or scraps. I'll just pick a random scrap. That's how you worded it. What's this? Maybe
set a bad start to this season. But no, I think Effect definitely in contention for GTP. I know who you've picked for LMP2, and I think it's a good pick. But we'll see. Prove me wrong. I'd happily see you prove me wrong.
I always do. Although I didn't look at iRatings. I went by teams here. I didn't look at the schedule, which I had a quick glance at some of the drivers when they had multiple teams in the same series. So for GTP, I went for RD Sim Sport. They haven't won the series I've been watching, especially in the team events, but they've always been strong, solid drivers. I presume, I didn't peak.
A lot of experience in Champion Motorsports, which we've also broadcast on this. They've done so many races, the Company brothers.
Yep. I felt pressured into LMP2, I'm not going to lie. No, Effect 201.
I think that is the right pick.
Yeah, I think they're a great team, great bunch, and I think they're going to do well. They always do, so.
Got Frigerio now in that team. Dawson's in chat. He's not racing, but Frigerio, I mean, if there is a replacement for Andy
You said
Dawson,
earlier it was a step up.
Yeah, but you weren't meant to say that on stream. I did say
I never promised
step
anything.
up. Yeah. But
Right. And for GTD, a very competitive team in every series we've ever covered in them, especially against your team, the Manatee. That's the Valkyrie boys, which I assume they're in a Ford. I'm trying to picture them in my head. Never seen them not in a Ford.
Yeah, well, the Ford is quite strong as well right now, so would make sense for that one. Well, that is pretty much it for now, because qualifying has just begun. And so we'll go to an advert, but then when we're back, we'll be watching the qualifying action.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, You owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Spa. We are just in GTD qualifying as it stands, and then we'll have the LMP2 and GTP qualifying coming up in a few minutes' time. And yeah, the drive's just going out on circuit at the moment. I feel like public enemy #1 at the moment.
Always.
Certainly for the effect guys, but yeah, we'll see if they can prove me wrong on this. As with these GTD cars, I guess for this first lap, as we saw in GT3 Trophy on Tuesday, it's really only going to be the second fast lap where
yeah,
representative times.
I would have them go for double out lap 3 push, double out lap 4. No, I think double out lap 4 push is one too many. So depending on, I don't know how much time they're all given. Is it 10 minutes?
Yes.
So double out lap, and then I don't think there's time for a triple push, but I think that would be the maximum you can get from the car.
Now,
that first push lap, you can get close, but it's never going to be it.
Sure. Now, for this season, we've done something new with the overlay. Can you identify something that I put a lot of effort into, which would change to the overlay? What's a feature that we've not had in the past?
You've put team logos.
Exactly. There you go. Do you like it?
I do.
We are quite far away from the screen on quite a small monitor, so we can't take full appreciation of the logos, but hopefully it will let us sort of distinguish the drivers or the teams a little bit better. But let us know in chat who your favourite logo is. I'm a big fan of the Walk Racing logo. Yeah, I do like that one. And the Cube Controls one as well, obviously. Very good logo.
Yeah, Walk have appeared in quite a few.
Yes.
With a lot of teams as well.
Yeah, very strong Romanian squad. We've got a couple of Romanian squads actually. Whichever team Dan Drakea drives for, I think they're a Romanian squad as well. So it's currently, I mean, first name I tried to pronounce and I'm not doing it right. Ching Racing, I guess? Currently at the top ahead.
McLaren 1 through 5 at the moment. There's a lot of McLarens actually. I see 2 Porsches, a Caddy, so 5 BMWs, a Ferrari. So no classes. Obviously team racing, so there's no pro or am or pro-am. I think with triple multi-class and triple classes, it gets a bit confusing, right, having 9 winners in the race.
Yeah, the prizes get very diluted at that point. So, but we've got a strong field in each. We've got 15 to 20 or 15 to 25 cars in each of the classes, which is very, very good. So it's Astral now at the top of the standings with Ruben Garrido at the top. Watch out for Altitude 3M Esports. So they've fielded a lot of teams. I think they've got 4 teams out here tonight, which I think is more than anyone else. So really great to see Altitude really support the...
Yeah, I saw some names from a few of the championships. We've got Active, Jonathan, Boemi, a few of the guys where... You mean to get the car logos on though with the team logos? Is that too busy?
We can do that. Yep, that is a possibility.
I can hear Lewis doing it right now. He's going to press the right button first time as well.
Yep. Let's just see how he does. Oh no, sort of. But Lewis can bring back the car numbers, I believe. I think we can have both of them on. I think could probably be best, unless maybe by that indication, maybe we can only have one or the other. But still. We can alternate between them during the stream.
That's quite a lap at the moment from the top 2, Ruben and Cameron, 15.5 and a 15.6, P3, P4 a 15.9, so it's quite a jump there.
And still Delta V Racing and iLivery's Vibe Sports yet to put in a lap time as it stands. Highest I-rated driver that we've got on track is Pedro Vigario. Who is 7.3k. Of course, you can check out all the I ratings and lots of other timing information by checking out the live time link in the description below.
So my pick might come true. The problem is my pick's in a Ford.
That's very nice right now, yeah. Good to see Jake Shuri back, up at esports, building a team for the 3rd year in a row. This time in the GTDs, albeit I think they both have an LMP2
Yeah,
as
they
well.
had an LMP2 last year as well.
Arashi up into P12 now.
Yeah,
Altitude
Manatee.
goes to the top.
So Ferrari in P1. Yeah, some really fast times coming in now. 15.2 pole, 15.3 P2 at the moment, 15.4. Very tight times.
Some kind words from Luca saying that our overlay is better than the WEC one, the new WEC one.
The new WEC one, I do like the look of it. Yeah, it does look good. But I need more time with it to fill it out, but yeah.
I like how this overlay is basically all see-through. Like, there's nothing opaque about it. It means that the names don't necessarily pop out as much, but it means that you get to see more.
Sure.
Compared to the new WEC one, which is a bit more opaque. It takes a bit more real estate on the screen. But yeah, I think SDK Gaming will probably be replicating that new overlay before too long. So do check out sdk-gaming.co.uk. So you check this overlay out as well as all of our other nice ones. We've also got a new NASCAR one coming out in the next couple of days.
Well, these guys will be very ready for this race. So obviously with the Spa week we had in officials and then the Spa 24. Yeah, this scan does look good. Yeah. It was a good update.
If you were a driver in this situation, would you be a bit... are you done with Spa? Like if you had to race Spa today, would you be... Ugh.
No. I'm down for... I would have raced this.
So we're riding on board with Pedro still, and not a great lap. So Pedro is struggling a little bit, and the rules in this series is that the driver who qualifies must start the race as well. Should mean that we have all the fastest drivers, hopefully, in the car with each other. Albeit the teams might try to mix that up slightly, but we'll see if that occurs. Ching Race as Manatee go to the top now with Nicholas last. Of course, the winners last season, Manatee, in the GTD class. That's a very strong time from them to go about a 10th and a half clear of Zain Khan in the Altitude 3M Esports 338 machine. And Lanzani as well, improving up to P6. And that is the end of GTD qualifying then. And so we'll move on to the LMP2s, who will be moving on to their first flying lap now. But yeah, a late improvement there for Manatee to return to the spot where they pretty much lived in last season.
Yeah, very strong lap. Your team on #1. My team not.
Well, we'll see if Effect can prove me wrong here. And from what they've been saying in the YouTube chat, I hope they do. They've got a lot to build up to, albeit they are the defending champions, of course, in the LMP2 class. And came pretty close as well the season before, finished in 3rd position, so really have been some formidable forces in this category.
I see we've got Michael Halfdarson back at the Alcontech. That's great to see. Busby's going for Q. Tomo must be hiding in chat.
And Benjamin Figueroa as well. Figueroa managed to win the LMP2 Pro class in the last season of ARL Prototypes. Race data ARL Prototypes. So, yeah, very, very strong squad. Good to see Cone Klopman back. I'm not familiar. Do you remember the name Cone Klopman? Does that?
No.
Because I'm quite confused. And please correct me someone in chat. I think that's why I went for Vicario or Viracho, apologies, to go for the LMP2 title. I've seen Cohen in a series like 6 years ago, and he was very good. And he was like 7K like 6 years ago. Back when 7K was like top 300 drivers on iRacing. But I can't quite put my finger on what it is. So please, if someone could give me a biography of Cohen Klopman, that would be much appreciated. But he's a very strong driver. That's the only thing I remember about him. He's a very strong driver, and he's Dutch.
I know Michael Halfdarson would be wishing it was raining right now.
He does like to complain.
He does like the rain. And fasting it is, so I get why.
yeah, had a little bit of a tricky time in the last Prototypes Championship that we hosted, but did win one race. I think it may have been in the rain, as the first few turns coming in. And at the moment, it's Alpha Esports, but I think the tyres are probably still getting a bit better, so probably this next lap is going to be the fastest.
Yeah, I'm not too knowledgeable on the tyres on the LMP2 and where the state of them are at the moment.
Van Thailand, by the way, for Alpha Esports, 8.4k. Very strong driver. Currently on pole position by 6/10, albeit Paul Busby gets somewhere close. That's time for him, and he's not going to push them on this second flying lap, so maybe he's going to cool down the tyres, because if you are going to go back to the pits, no point in driving around to the pits, means we'll just tow back.
Daniel Dennison. Aerokinetics, LMP2. See where he can put the car. At the moment, the time is the 207.2, but no, I do expect that to drop. Walker and Chat said LMP2 is best on lap 3 and 4. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I haven't driven it really at all since all this tyre temp change. Just the GTD a lot, hell of a lot.
VPS Racing Esports with a couple of teams for this season. Got a GTP car and an LMP2 car. Valentin Amblar in their LMP2 car at the moment. Here is the current pole sitter. If this was any other class, we'd be saying, well, maybe he's getting a little bit of a draft from the cars ahead, but this is the LMP2, so he would not have been, and he decides to tow back to the pits instead.
Yeah, he did that quite late. Obviously, just enough time to do his out and push, I suppose, last minute.
Are we going to see any improvements this time? Certainly, we think that there is going to be. But I'm not seeing a whole lot of shuffling. Maybe Amblar for VPS, I think, did improve, but not enough to gain any places. So actually, maybe that first push lap was pretty fast anyway. Aerokinetics, they do move up to 5th place with Daniel Denson.
Yep, nice lap. But yeah, that initial lap by Alpha Esports is looking like it might hold the test of time. Oh, Frank Smits, he must be, I didn't know, oh, of course they had 2 LMP2 cars, yeah. Well, Frank's no slouch, just so we can put it, P4.
And he tows straight back to the pit, so he'll have time for one more flying lap.
Right, because they can finish the lap they're on.
Yes.
Ah, it's good to see Delatraz. I was going to mention it's a shame we don't have them, because that was the battle, right? We've had so many times. Oh, he is not happy there. Effect versus Delatraz. We had some really good battles.
Yeah. Last season, I think they may have got 3 wins apiece, or maybe 2 wins for Delatraz and 3 wins for Effect, but Effect did come out on top in the end. They got Darius Andre in that car, who's making his series debut. I'm not familiar with Darius actually, but he's another one of these Romanian drivers who we've got a lot of in this series, especially with the Walk Racing squad.
Right, massive pressure on here. Doesn't have a lap in the bag.
He is 8.8k, by the way. He is the highest I-rated LMP2 driver.
Yeah, massive pressure. If he flops this, he's going to flop very hard. His 5k teammate will be like, told ya, sure, let me do it. See where Busby puts this.
I think he's just warming up. I think this is the start of the lap.
Ah, yeah, of course it was. I do miss this car. I drove this for a very long time. It's nice. You never have to worry about bot week. You just wake up, load the dock, and go. I missed that. Although GTE was the same, because I only drove the RSR, because the others all weren't an RSR, so that solved that problem.
Sure.
I'd rather be slower than drive something else.
Cone Klopman lining up a lap as well. Got 6/10 to gain if he's going to be on pole position. A little bit wide there, and yet beyond the track limits for Paul Busby. He's picked up a 1x. And that is the end of his qualifying, but that's still a good effort from Paul to be on the front row of the grid as it stands, unless someone, like his teammate, for example, could improve.
Yeah, there's quite a deficit. 4/10. Teams behind have to find minimum.
Solowage.
This should be improvement for Fury.
Yes. Yeah, let's see where you can go. Kostek Solowage, please correct on the
P7
pronunciation if I'm getting it wrong. Yeah, P7 for them. One of the late sign-ups were Fury Simsport, but good to see them in the series. And now Smits, who I think bailed on his previous lap, now going for a fast one. Harvey Jones, who's looked very quick.
Just make the line, literally just. So he gets to do one more push lap. That was close though. Stewart will be looking at that just to make sure.
This is Andre's only lap time here.
Yeah, he needs this. That's why I said pressure's on. It's the one and only lap he's going to get. And it's good for P3.
4/10 off the pole position, but that very much puts Delchaz in with a good shot. Watching Lucas Diaz, currently P7 for Team DWR Sim Coach Setups. Probably the name with the most syllables for this season. Let's see if he can improve it all. Looks like he's lacking a bit on this lap. I don't think it's going to be an improvement. And he does say in P7.
Who's out there improving? Probably the one to watch would be Daniel. Green in 2 sectors.
So can Van Thielen pull even further away? I don't think he needs the improvement, but he finds it anyway. Finds a couple more hundredths of a second. Viracho as well with Cone Klopman manages to move up into P3. They'll be delighted with that. And Eric Kinetics with Darren Denson finding another improvement. He moves up to P7. But we're still waiting for Frank Smits, who's on a... no, his second sector, I think, is going to let Smits down here. The rest of the lap looks good, but his second sector lacking about 3/10 to a second, and he's run wide at the bus stop as well.
Shame. I had it all online.
This isn't going to be an improvement for Solowage.
That's the last driver on a lap. GTP time now.
So Apex Racing team. And apparently I was rude to the other GTP teams earlier on, and I do apologise. Apex Racing team are, or have got a very strong squad. Augustin Bernier, 10.7k, which is the highest I rating of anyone in the series. And he is taking this qualifying session, and he's going for a double warm-up lap.
Yep. Yeah, these tyres are pretty icy. There's another Augustin. Or was that Austin? Maybe I need to look at that.
The screen is very far away, people.
Yeah, the screen is unusually far away.
And our timing board is very zoomed out because we've got so many teams.
Yeah.
I've got it on the minimum size setting of 10.
Hello to everyone in chat. We do see all your messages. Thank you for the support, supporting all your teams.
Yeah, thank you to Marco for subscribing. And Maverick as well. It's Maverick. Big fan of this livery for Orbit, Jotbear, Satson. Well, both of the Orbit, Jotbear cars in the GTP category. Making a late switch to the BMW. That's the car that they went for. And we have got a BOP as well on the GTPs. Haven't got it for the GTDs, but have got it for the GTPs. And it helps the Ferrari a little bit. Gets that into contention. But the BMW, I think, has been the quite a popular car. It's sort of even between the BMWs and the Ferraris in the GTPs.
Gotcha. You said there's no BOP at all?
For the GTPs, there is. For the GTDs, there is not.
An all-season long one?
An all-season long one.
Interesting. That's a nice livery. That purple and white one was at P1.
Do you remember the livery that we gave livery of the season to last year?
Of course, it was orange, black, had an S on it that looked like a Samsoid, and it was orange, and it was Simify.
Yep.
Yep.
Clear, that's how good the livery was, that we've remembered it.
Yeah. I want it, to be honest. Okay, times are starting to come in, but I think these are mostly... I don't think these are going to be representative.
No.
You're going to eat your overconfident words if Augustine doesn't get pole.
Well,
I've beaten in GT3 at a track I've been driving 8 hours that day, and he just YOLO jumped in. But, yeah. I want to hear your excuses when he's P4.
No. Well, well, no, I'd very much enjoy it if he didn't. I think that would be very good lap from someone else if they could beat him. Some unusual noises from the Balka Racing car.
Yeah, I heard that.
Very much getting to the limiter.
Oh, what is this, an Acura? Yeah, he's cheesing the deploy. So what he's doing, if you run the car to a rev limit, it doesn't use the deploy.
Right.
So you could probably push now, get some heat in the tyres, but yeah, for the rest of the lap, you want to be on, banging up against that limiter. Because then if it's at 95%, it stays at 95%. Any car that jumps in RPM, it will redeploy, whereas the Acura has that very special mode called cheese.
So that sounds very much like the blown diffuser of years gone by. I do like it. So now we're going to get some properly good times in, I think. Nathan Wilkins starts a lap. But yeah, we've got Mika MA70 esports. Going to be one of the first to set a properly quick time.
Corinton in chat saying, let Augustine cook.
Let's see what he produces. And is good enough for pole position by 0.2 of a second currently over Randy Martin for Scuderia Volpi by P1 Sim. Look up Brownlee, getting up very early in the morning. Credit to the Aussies for, and the Kiwis as well for getting out here. Ben Woods as well, his teammate for the Neptune car.
So yeah,
and they are 14th, 15th.
That does look like a pretty quick time from Augustine now, 2:01.4. Scuderia Volpi, 2:01.6, and then yeah, quite the jump back at the moment. Just looking at the I ratings in general, it looks like GTP is our lowest average.
Yes.
What would you race out of the three?
LMP2,
Gotcha.
without a doubt.
I'd be in GTD, but obviously moaning.
Sure.
Yeah, obviously.
That you haven't got the fastest car.
No, I'm in one.
Oh, sure.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's a GTG driver. If you really want to know what makes a GT3 driver a GT3 driver, it's that fine balance between putting up with it and not enjoying it.
Sure.
It has to be a fine line.
Phantom Racing Sigmas with an interesting logo for this season. You can't really see what's on the logo, but if you have, I don't know, a really high definition TV, maybe or monitor, maybe take a screenshot and zoom in on it, because it just looks like some red and some blue, but there is quite a lot of detail on it. But it looks all right actually. But yeah, it's quite a strange logo. Let's see if the Volpe team, my picks for the title, can go any faster. And I think they did go a bit faster there, but still half a tenth short of Augustine Bernier, who's actually back in the pits and doesn't seem to be making much of an effort to get back out.
He's obviously got your level of confidence. That's the lap, boys. Let's just sit and chill and have coffee.
Thomas Vogel for Melanzani as the Orbit drop bear Saturn car. He's up to third place. Great lap from Lockhart Brownlee.
Very good indeed. 202 flat.
Kinetics Red, the LMP2 car did pretty well. The red car remains in P9, for example. The two Delta V racing cars move up to 10th and 11th. There's the Darrowan car, I think that's how you pronounce that. Going quite slowly, P15.
I noticed it's cased really weird. The Dar.
Yes, and that's why I'm questioning the pronunciation.
Is it capital D, lower A, capital R?
It feels like you have to pronounce the D, the R, and the A.
Yes.
So Darrowan.
Darrowan, yeah.
Darowan.
Is that just a popular name, or have we had 3 names really similar to that? Andre Viella. We've got Dal Andrew.
Delaval.
Yeah, and then we've
Delaval.
and then the other one, very similar name, Viella.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
We've
Well,
had-
maybe that's the same.
no, I think there's got 3 very similar driver names. Then again, people looking at us Brits probably think, oh, you all have the same names, and we're like, yeah,
Yeah, makes it easier.
100%.
The checker flag is out, but the drivers are allowed to complete the lap that they start. So let's see who is going to be able to make any late improvements. It is not an improvement for Mika MA70 Esports. Is it going to improve for Effect Simulations? It is. They move up to P12. The drop best Saturn car now. With a personal best, this could be... I don't think it'll be enough for the front row, but it might edge them a little bit closer. It does get them a tiny bit closer. They're still half a second down, but that's a really good performance there. Can their teammates get anywhere near? They've been improving as Ben Woods on this lap, and he remains in P8. Wasn't able to find the improvement. DeMay, the next across the line.
The Effect 177 car, I think there should have been probably disappointed with P4, but finds himself in P12, so something's gone wrong there.
Pace Monkey improved to P5. That's a good effort from them.
Yeah, something's gone very wrong. 1.4 seconds off pole. That's no way.
Who was that, sorry, with the Effect car?
Yeah, Effect car, 5.8k. It's a great number, especially if you've recently lost 350 iRacing. Due to skill alone, obviously.
Sure. So that'll be the end of qualifying. We'll just wait for the session to tick over. iRacing does take a little while in this situation. But any surprises there for you?
Well, yeah, the Effect 177 car's quali position. I mean, Valkyrie, I was pretty confident that they would find themselves, again, not in P12, but the McLarens did seem rather strong. But no, I mean, great lap from the Alpha Esports boys there in LMP2. For sure, that was a standout.
Tyson Broad saying in chat, not bad for the Orbit Drop Bear cars, considering that none of them race GTPs regularly. So yeah, very good effort from them to jump into the BMW. They were in the Ferrari, I think, until a couple of days ago as well. There were quite a few late changes. And so yeah, they've adapted to that car extremely well. Their second season, of course, in the championship. Shout out, by the way, to Apex Racing Academy, one of the main sponsors for this championship. And if you want to get faster in any of the cars that you see in the broadcast today, be GTPs or the LMP2s or the GTDs, just head over to apexracingac.com and get yourself a bronze, silver or gold subscription, which will give you access to setups and track guides for all those cars, as well as a bunch of other cars as well on iRacing. I think we're up to over 50 cars now covered by Apex Racing Academy. So just check out the link in the description below.
Yes, indeed. I still use them. I mean, exclude the loss of 350. That was personal.
Sure, yeah. That was down to you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
you got there in the first place because of the Academy setup.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
The rest was skill alone.
So I think the grid is starting to populate, and we have Apex Racing team on pole position. Alongside them, it's my picks for the title: Scuderia Volpe by P1 Sim. Then it's Orbit Drop Bear Saturn, Mika MA70 Esports, Pace Monkey Sim Racing, Delta V Racing, 125, Vulcan Motorsport, RD Sim Sport, Orbit Drop Bear Neptune, Simtech Motorsport LMDH, who, by the way, improved right at the end. We didn't cover it, but they, gained like 5 places right at the end when we were back to the studio. Ericanetics Red are a P11. Then it's Delta V Racing 118. Effect Simulations 117. Phantom Racing Sigmas. Melanzani Racing 101. Balka Racing Daroan. VPS Racing Esport GTP. And Backmarker Racing Purple. Top of the LMP2s is Alpha Esports, ahead of Effect Simulations 201, the defending champions. Virace Esports Team White, my pick, are in P3. Then it's Delachaz Automotive, Altitude 3M 211, Effect Simulations 208, Aerokinetics, Team DWR SimCoach Setups, Fury SimSport, Alcantech NHR, VPS Racing Esports LMP2, Altitude 212, and Aerokinetics Purple. And then the GTDs, the biggest fields. Manatee, Altitude, Astral, King Racing, CRF, Melanzani, Delta V314, Roasted Record on the late entries, Aerokinetics Green, Altitude 388, Alpha Esports Blue, Valkyrie Competition, Zekril Esports, Cube Controls, Arashi, iLiveries Vibe Esports, Walk Racing Esports, Delta V 358, Walk Racing Alliance, Team Linnea Ultima, XRL Esports, and Walk Racing Federation, and Sahara GTE Motorsports as well. A lot of drivers.
Yes, indeed. And you called the pole team?
Yeah, for one of the classes, yeah. Or two of the classes, if you discount Apex Racing 2.
True. So, we pray each class that there's not someone near the frontish that loses it on cold tyres.
Yes. Hopefully that's all clean. And the start zone for this season is a little bit earlier than previous. Usually we get them to wait a bit after the bus stop, but actually this season it's there's like a line after the bus stop, which I think is maybe the safety car line perhaps, and it's between that and the DRS line, which you have to accelerate between. But it's up to the leaders. Then we're going to have about 10 to 15 seconds between each of the classes. Now that's how it's meant to go. But hopefully we can get everyone through this lap 1 cleanly. Last season it went pretty well. Really fingers crossed that everyone gets through unscathed.
So what's the delta between classes? Is that 8 seconds? Or?
About 10 seconds, but it might be a little bit more. But let's see then how the 2025 season of Apex Racing League Endurance gets underway. Here we go. The green flag is out, and away we launch against Apex Racing team, who bring us to the start of the race. It's a good start for Mir Mika, MA70. They've already gone up a place as Orbit tries to fight back, and it looks like they've almost done so, but MA70 do get round the outside, and look like they'll have the run. We've got a car spinning in the middle. It's Orbit, I think, the other Orbit car.
There's two cars.
Vulcan Motorsport as well, I think, getting involved. So a bad start for them. The LMP2s are just getting underway.
Yeah, there was I think there was a small collision. I don't think it was from the 3-wide guys, it was further back.
Yeah, I think it was Delta V and Vulcan's car. I thought it was the Orbit car with the livery, but it seems like it was not. Alpha Esports hold on to the lead in LMP2. Looks very much the same in the LMP2s.
I don't think it's over yet. Paul's going to have quite the run here. The leader seemed to... I don't know how you control a class. He must have just missed it on the green.
And in the GTDs, we've got Manatee Racing holding on to the lead as well. Ching Racing moving up into 3rd position as well. They've got past Astral Esports.
Is this 3-wide in LMP2? Yep.
Oh, can they all get through? We've got to spin around.
Unbelievable.
And it is Virache Esports from the 2nd place on the grid, I think, have spun at Lake.
Yeah, that was crazy. Oh, late sent a 3-wide like that on cold tyres.
And so we've got a little bit of a dive as well back in the GCTs. But yeah, I mean, it was fairly plain sailing in the LMP2s up until that. But then they've just got a terrific run up Lake and Radion.
The leader must have got such a bad exit out of the last corner because, yeah, he was just one of the slowest car in the front 5. Paul had a big lunge into T1, didn't quite get it done. Knew he had the run after Radion, but it looks like he got held up. Paul got held up so much coming at Radion that P3 turned out to be the fastest car in a straight line, and hence the 3-wide. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened with the leader, and yeah, I'm really not sure why, who. 3 hours, 3-wide. First order corner opportunity on cold tyres is madness to me.
Well, it's Virache Esports who are the big losers, really the only ones who spun out in the LMP2 class on that start. And like I said, Manatee still leading altitude. King Racing getting ahead of Astral Esports. But really, it's, yeah, not much has happened in the GTDs. Slide for Zain Khan in the altitude PM 338. Alpha Esports passed Delatras for P2 in LMP2, I believe. Albeit they did start on pole position, did that car. They lost it, and they got it back again. Well, they got P2 back again, but yeah, great start for Paul Busby. Up one place, and now a second clear of the rest of the field.
Yeah, and I think the Delatras car will get this done. I'll be interested to see a replay of the start for the LMP2s, round in the last corner, first corner. I just want to know why the leader was so slow. Even in T1, it looked like Paul was ahead. I think he must have just lost the rear around the last corner or something. Somebody put him on the back foot.
Yeah, so chaotic start definitely in the LMP2s so far.
Yeah, that's the most jumbled. Although there's off that GTP incident where we lost Hayden Miller from Vulcan dropped, and Delta V, Christopher Deme, dropped also. Yeah, both the Delta teams losing out. Biggest gainers at RD Simsport, up to P4, up 4. GTD the most unchanged. The only movers and shakers are the Arashi Racing Team and Walk. Down 4, down 3. Everyone else mostly where they were.
Yeah, very similar in that class so far. We'll keep you posted on any penalties that get sent for, during the race. They should come up on the overlay as well, but of course plenty to look out for the stewards during that lap 1. We're riding forward Effect Simulations 208. Not a great qualifying for Frank Smith, qualifying in P6, albeit I believe this is his first race, I believe, in this series, but I could be wrong on that one. But he is right in the train. He's not gonna find it easy to overtake in this situation. Not much draft from these cars, albeit they are sort of catching back up to Busby. Busby pulled away close to a second, but the gap now to the leader is down to just 4/10.
Yeah, I mean, the guys between the two effects guys are 6K, 8.8 and 8.8. Obviously, Paul's going to be super careful. He has a fuel target in mind for sure, so he's going to be focused on that as probably the priority. Long race, so you really want your strategy to be on point and not get caught out later in the race.
Yeah, well, we are expecting some fuel saving from the LMP2 cars in order to get to, I think it's about 38 minutes they have to do per tank of fuel in order to pull off the 4-stop.
And Frank missed the apex a little bit there. I think he'd be okay for any pressure, but really, really did miss the apex and had to underdrive the exit. But, I mean, it's very hard to get disconnected in LMP2. That will happen during the traffic phase, first time through.
Yes. And there's quite a bit of smoke about, but that's not deterring these guys at bats.
Yes, Joe Newman getting past Jake Sheeran.
Yes, altitude past Alpha. I wonder if we can get a replay then of that race start from the perspective of Virache Esports. Really from the green flag, ideally. And yeah, see what happened to them in that LMP2 class, which resulted in them having a spin down at Lake Coombe on lap 1. And of course that one including Cohen Klopman. That's an incident for Virache. But already a pit stop as well for Vulcan Motorsport. Hayden Miller coming into the pits.
Yeah, he lost 10 positions.
He spun on lap 1, didn't he? Coming out of La Source, I think.
Yeah.
So here they were.
So this is the 3 wide.
It's aggressive from Klopman.
Yeah. Yeah, going nowhere.
I'm surprised Busby kept the lead there because he went off the circuit. Would have got a slowdown, but yeah, not the corner cutting penalty clearly not too bad.
If I speak, maybe trouble. Yeah, they're terrible at the moment. Yeah, iRacing, absolutely terrible. Yeah, that was a nothing move. It wasn't committed. It wasn't opportunistic. It was half backed out but left his nose. It was just silly. Like, silly. It's not how you win races.
Wonder if we could get a replay as well of what happened to, it would have been Hayden Miller for Vulcan Motorsport as well on his race start, because we saw that little bit of a kerfuffle in the GTP class coming out of the source, and that is why I assume he's taken the early pit stop. And here it was for Hayden.
So there's the 3 wide. What did we miss? Is it all on it? Oh.
Oh, wow, he just took evasive action, didn't he? You were absolutely right about it not being the 3 wide. It was the reaction to that. But how he didn't hit a wall or another car.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see again. Oh, just, yeah, he's in low gears. He's coming up through the RPM, very cold tyres. And he just, yeah, I mean, he just, I've got nothing to say. We would have all done the same thing. That's how we get around an accident. Of course, we jerk the wheel quite quickly. We want to make sure we don't get hit, but the tyres just weren't there for him.
Robert Satson dropped back a couple of places. I'm not entirely sure how, but they've made back one of them. They're back up into 4th position, but
yeah,
they have lost a bit of touch to Mir Mika.
I think they must have just got past RD.
Yeah.
Because RD were up 4, yeah, so they've lost a position.
If we could get the gaps up as well, just on the right side, the timing tower, they're working, and see how where all the drivers are at the moment. That's Hayden Miller we're watching, getting in amongst now the LMP2s, and the Architect car just moves to the middle of the circuit just to cover off any attempts at a move.
Yeah, 100%.
That's going to be a good run actually for the Architect now, the 278s.
Yeah, let's see. Is this on Mark Hutchinson and Michael Hofdassen? Michael's through.
2 drivers who I think competed in the last season of prototypes in the LMP2. Certainly half the Darson did, maybe Hutchinson didn't. Because we've seen Hutchinson in other championships, such as the, I think he's in the Touring Car Championship, isn't he, Hutchinson? And doing quite well in it as well. I think he's one of the front-running Pro-Am drivers. Won a race, obviously, this season, didn't he? Back at Brands Hatch.
Correct.
Epic race meeting, race one. I mean, if anyone hasn't tuned into the, I'm sure most of you haven't tuned into the Apex Racing League Touring Car Championship, genuinely so good. The Brands Hatch round, the best round of the season so far. Here could be a change for 3rd position, because King Racing is going to be overtaken by Astral Esports, and that move reverses a move that happened on lap 1 of this race. But finally, Astral managed to get it back.
Yep, top 6 are now as they started. Can't say that about any other class.
Phantom Sim Racing might be caught here. Simtech move their way past.
John Williams in chat. Effect driver. Effect on top. Let's go, boys. Yes. Busby is doing well. Frank Smith's down in P5.
I wonder if John could let us know what was the thinking when it comes to putting Paul in for qualifying for this one, John. Is he the fastest driver today out of the squad, or was there another tactic at play for that one? It'd be interesting to know. It looks like it's working.
It is. Wow, that sounded like it bottomed from Paul there.
Yeah. Not very interested in the draft, is he? Intel.
I think he's going to fuel save. Let's see. Let's listen. Yep.
Yeah.
Plus, there's a rocket coming up. Is he going to wait? He is. Just going to get him on the right here. Surely. Yeah.
Oh.
Paul is saying things. I can hear it.
So that's Miller, not actually there.
Yeah.
That's Hayden Miller getting past because, of course, he had to make a pit stop earlier on. So that is why he was behind those drivers. So he's not lapping them, he's overtaking them.
He's fighting them like he's an LMP2. Yeah, let's put Paul back into the clutch. Not just that, it's the it's gaggled back up the entire pack all the way to P6.
So we do have a drive-through for Team Linear Ultima, which is bad news for them. They are currently last in 23rd place. I don't believe they've taken that drive-through yet.
John's come back to you. You had a big question for John.
Hey.
So let's have a look at this gap with Augustin. Yeah, I mean, that's quite dominant. 1.87 second lead. Volpe hanging on, like they are building their own gap. So the P1 and P2 positions are quite cemented in. And then it's quite gaggled back from 3rd till 9th. In GTD, the LMP2, the only break we have is behind the Alcatec car. With the altitude 3 M Sports currently driven by Mark.
Effect 177, I think may have just had an issue. They seem to be dropping a lot of places.
Effect 177.
Maybe they're... Well, yeah, they just had an off. They didn't have a spin. I think they just had an off. So I think they're back going again. Let's get a replay of what happens. It's going to be with some of this traffic.
Whoa.
Be careful.
Yeah. He tried to use traffic as like a pick to get a move done, but unfortunately it slightly backfired there. It's busy.
Yeah, this is always the worst one.
Got GTP, GT3.
Whoa,
especially the first pass through. Yeah. Especially if you're focused on keeping your position, it can get quite messy quite quickly.
Kinetics Red getting ahead of Orbit, drop bear, Neptune maybe successfully using the pick that time, which Effects were unable to do. Looks like Air Kinetics have been able to do it, albeit there's a half comeback. Edwards though to stabilise.
So far so good with the mixed track. Don't see anything lighting up my radar yet. I do love multi-class racing.
For sure. Yeah.
Sim racing, Formula One and karting and Forza and Gran Turismo might have got me into sim racing, but multi-class kept me. It's that extra element. Yeah, like, of course, I get it. Some people get a bit stressed, and when they're going through those stressed years, they like a sprint race. They get into a position. Oh, got Frank versus Harvey Jones. Yeah, so I get the appeal of a sprint race. You get yourself into P6. It's all you can do. You focus on your lines. You be repetitive. You keep position, and you finish. I love the element of multi-class having to deal with characters, issues, spins, 3 wides, all while you're trying to just finish a race calmly. I think it adds a nice element. And it's usually indicative of a longer race format as well, like a minimum 45.
Astral and CRF are having a bit of a ding-dong battle right now for P3 in the GTDs. They've gone back and forth a few times. Astral look like they've held on to that position. But I absolutely agree when it comes to team racing. And of course, now that we've got, a higher chance of weather playing a part as well, with it being a longer race. And hopefully we'll have iRacing automated safety cars. And it would be something that we'd like to have in this series, but for people who aren't aware, why don't you have safety cars? We would if we could. But genuinely, to do safety cars, you need a team of 3 people at a minimum. 3 people who know what they're doing. I mean, if you
Well said. 3 people have dealt with all the issues
Yeah.
that runs with safety cars.
As we might have a move here, these guys are having a terrific battle. And they're staying alongside. This could be the position that CRF need, and it is. And here comes King Racing, who were ahead of these guys as well a couple of laps ago. And they're going to try to follow the other GTP through. Contact and round go Astral Esports. And I think if Ruben has a teammate watching right now, they'll be loading up the protest form and submitting a protest for that.
It was tough. He gave it up to let the prototype through and then re-pursued it. So it's all about that re-pursuit. So let's see. So look, he tucks away for the prototype. No. I mean, he has... I'm not following F1 rules because it's dumb. He was there.
No one has ever said something so confidently but be absolutely uncertain what they're actually
Well, I'm not a steward. And
whenever you're going to say you're going to be confident about...
He was there. It wasn't a dumb dive. The other guy had broke late, went round the outside. The other guy had broke early. You can say poke in the nose. It's not his apex and all these things. But at that time, that he was there. They weren't close to each other. One was going around the outside, one was going around the inside. And then the guy around the outside squeezed it. So I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying it's tough. But racing incident.
That's now in chat. James Ibram, saying not enough alongside. Why aren't you in this series, James? I don't think you've signed up. Maybe you're racing in a bit, but I don't think you are. What's that about? We need to see you back in the series, James. It'd be great to see. Brian saying he was nowhere near there. I do like it when people disagree with David.
I wasn't saying I was right either. It is a dumb. It is poking your nose. You haven't earned the right to an apex and all these words. But in that situation, isolated, and we're not in Formula 1, the guy on the outside broke late, went round the outside. He was leaving space for the guy on the inside. But anyway, yeah, you shouldn't poke your nose at decelerating the apex like that anyway. But no, I do not subscribe to all the F1. That's not racing. Them cars are ridiculously quick with ridiculously high brakes, with drivers who have ridiculously... I mean, they don't race anymore. They race to the rules. They don't race for racecraft or gentlemen. Any of that words,
sure,
it's awful. Yes, I'm a huge F1 fan, but the racing standards is awful. The rules are just so convoluted now, and the way people talk about racing in GT and WEC, and they use F1 rules, which are so, broken.
Lockhart Brownie getting a good draft on parts of this circuit. Very much feels like he could go for this move, which would put him back in where he started actually. Dropped as low as 5th place behind RD Simsport. Managed to dispatch Archie Coveney, and now he's looking to dispatch the Swedish driver, Adam Westerlin.
Yeah, looking really strong. So obviously a summary of our top teams. Apex Racing Team leading by 2.1 seconds in GTP. Scuderia Volpi by P1 Sim in P2. Got like a 4-second lead. 4 odd seconds actually. By 4 I mean 5 over Mirek in P3. LMP2 we still have Effect, but this is a much closer battle. Effect, Alpha and Delatraz. 3 teams we probably expect to be there at the front. In GTD, again, very predictable team. Manatee, Altitude 3M, the 338 car with Zain Khan, who looked very fast in qualifying. And then the CRF Motorsport, not a team name I'm familiar with. And he's 2.3k.
Wow. It's the Hungarians.
2.3k.
We've seen it with the Seishi team. I mean, wait to see. Martin Varga will be in the Seishi team before you know it. That's the Hungarian OP team, who are currently dominating the Porsche Cup Championship.
Brian in chat said, I'm just here to be anti-David. I'll accept that.
BPS moving past altitude 212. But are they able to finish off the move? There's a bit of door banging, and behind them there's another battle going on between Fury Simsport and Eric Kinetics.
Yeah, I think Mark's got this in the bag. Let's see if I'm right.
Well, you can put him on
well, well.
Oh, and now they're all moving about. Daniel Denison feels like he gained a place. Here comes Cone Klopman, who of course should be fighting for the lead right now. Fighting with these guys, and he's got to keep his wits about him.
Yeah, now he's going to lose a position or two, the red car.
This is the exact situation he was in lap 1. He went to the inside and he spun to the back.
All right, so that's what the red car did to the white and green. That's not bueno. That's blocking.
As he sent it in too deep there, now he's made it.
Reacting to another car is blocking in my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, Walk Racing Esports, man, the bot really hit the other GT3s hard when most cars are McLaren.
That was Tyler Watson for Kinetics Reds, spinning, and the other car's doing a good job at not collecting when he rejoins.
The irony is, the bot did hit the McLaren hard. That's how strong the McLaren is at Spa.
Oh, Tyler, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, bud.
Oh, this could get spicy. Very spicy. Yeah, he's looking in his mirrors. So he hit the car in front. Whoa. Calm, children.
Well, Tyler, I thought, was the most aggressive out of these guys, but the two ahead are... I'm trying to prove me wrong. Still, it's Bantam ahead of Simtech, ahead of Air Kinetics. But maybe not for long, because here comes Tyler Watson. Back on the inside, the American, but is not able to carry the speed through. Simtech, I'm sure, are a very nice team. However, they are one of I think they're the only team out there tonight who don't have a logo. Simtech. That is why their thing is blank. So this is my call to action for them to submit a logo. I'm sure they have a very nice one, and we want to see it on the stream.
Yes.
Let us know in chat, of course, who your favourite logo belongs to. I'm a big fan of the Scuderia Volpi one. It's like a flame, and it looks like the French flag as well. So, big fan of that.
Banging doors already. Yep, there was a lot of door banging in that corner complex. It looked all a bit strange, actually. I couldn't quite work out what was going on. Oh, from behind. That's a nice camera angle, Sam.
What about that one?
It's all right.
Go on, Lewis. Go through all of them.
That's the Porky one, yeah.
Lewis will cycle through all 7 now. Oh, a little bit of a mistake. That one? No, he's lost interest now. We peaked too early. I like this one. This is like the realistic one.
We're living this again. This is a repeat. Right, here we go again. What are the cars going to do about Tyler's pace here? Oh, we're going to have a 3 wide. Yep. No. Oh, the red car did actually. Oh, my God. Not making that. Surely under braking. No. Good job. Cool.
So will Rolf need to give this one up now, or will the...
What was the blue car thinking? Like, the change of direction was late. The brakes were even later.
Leo asking if there are spots available. Potentially. We currently have 58 spots filled, so we'll probably reopen entries after this round, but we'll see how many teams have come here, because we do want a couple spare just in case there's any issues with registration. So yeah, keep your eyes on apexracingleague.com basically in case we reopen, but right now entries are not open.
That was a long-winded way of saying no.
Yeah, but I'm saying no, but maybe I'm trying to get traffic to the website.
But so what? Yeah, go there, but no at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. You should be a politician, mate. Traffic is indeed trafficking.
Traz has had a spin, maybe? Yeah, Traz majors.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, wow, that's a huge crash. And I think that's been happening for a while.
Yeah, I saw on the telemetry there was another car caught up. Maybe the altitude. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's the. I think we went to the altitude car, so maybe that.
Wow.
That's not much left of that car. I mean, it's hit someone very hard, or just hit. Oh man, it's had hardware issues.
What?
Oh man, who's gonna hit it?
Wait,
Let's
what? Is
stick
this the
with it.
replay?
Yeah. And then, oh, I hope no one's got damage from that.
Wait, that's
massive.
strange. Well, you don't see that every day. No wonder it was moving a little strange on my timing tower.
Ah, there you go. We were
Oh.
completely locked. Gets on the break straight away, credit. And then a miracle that he didn't hit anyone. As far as we're aware, like, let us know in chat if
Are we
he has hit anyone.
sponsored by a sim brand that begins with F?
I did think the same thing. I've heard that same issue before. I've seen that same issue before.
Well, 'cause
oh, wow, that was close.
he went left, which is very Fanatec.
Yeah. Running up in P3 as well, and one of the championship contenders, that's big points potentially lost. They do get a faster pair, but they're still going to lose 3 minutes by going back to the pits now.
Yeah, wow, we've got a gaggle here. Vaccaro on Daniel Dennison of Aerokinetics. Is he going to try a switchback? Not the easiest thing in these cars.
Yeah, Viracho have got past 2 of this absolutely mad trio who have been trying to take each other out for the last 10 minutes. And he's got one more to get past.
Taki in chat is asking, they're the 201 car.
Yeah, that's your pick for the title, I think. No, it wasn't, so my bad. Yeah. Oh, so... Sorry, I wasn't concentrating. Do we think the 201 car hit the ghosting car?
I'm not sure.
I think the 201 was ahead.
Vince mentioning, no, sorry, it wasn't Vince. It was Garrett mentioning it looks like hardware then internet. The problem is, no, when hardware goes, it usually causes the sim to go absolutely haywire, unfortunately. Like, especially if it's a USB disconnect, you'll get screen freezes and you'll jump around to, like, he won't be jumping around, but to us, to the other drivers, the person would be leaping and teleporting around the track. It used to be a bit better. Like, I'm finding, especially nowadays, like, a USB disconnect, you would lose whatever it was for a split second and everything will be fine. Now I'm finding that ever since they added that new flag, you know, with the detection of packet loss, that USBs and hardware failures can trigger it. Like, I've had a few times where I've alt-tabbed, say, back to iRacing from a telemetry app or something I'm using it testing, and I get the packet loss warning for a few seconds, and then it kicks back in. But yeah, you hate to see it.
So Klopman couldn't get past. Daniel Dennison is putting up a very strong defensive charge. We've got 17 GTPs today, 12 LMP2s and 15 GTDs. They are all still running. Now, there is a faster pair, but I'm only seeing one pit stop so far for Vulcan Motorsport, albeit I imagine the Deltrans car who got absolutely obliterated. I've seen their pit as well. Apologies, no, yeah, they are the only retirees so far. Backmarker Racing Purple unfortunately could not take the start. I don't think they had enough car drivers for tonight. As Altitude 3M have just got past Effect Simulations for P3, I think. Here they are. Oh no. Oh, that was unnecessary, but Effect sort of intimidate their way past.
Yeah.
Oh, and then that's a bit close. Well,
That looked like 3 fender hits.
Scuderia Volpe are in from second place in the GTPs as well. Might get worse for Altitude here as Team DWR tried to get past. But that means that Frank Smits is now 3 places.
Yeah, looking strong.
But yeah, Scuderia Volpe for P1 Sim, they were in second place in GTP. They've come in earlier than pretty much everyone else, but that might be a fair strap. I think you want to be averaging about 38 minutes per stint. The GTP is limited to 80% fuel tank capacity. LMP2 is 85 and GTD 90%.
I'm going to be a bit nervous on Tomo's stint. I recently helped rebuild his PC, do his graphical settings, and yeah, so if there's a software failure, it's probably something he messed with after our work together.
Sure.
Other than that, it's high FPS all the way to the finish, I think.
Something's happened to Tyler Watson, his second spin in this race.
Oh!
He's lost it very early in the corner.
Yeah, strange one. Very strange. It all looked very calm and under control, but... Okay, so this looks like a big setup here. Harvey and Frank, looks like this battle has not ended yet, and a GT3. Okay, Harvey plays it safe. Didn't have all the room in the world because there was a GT3 on his left. Samsoid sabotaging effect confirmed. Maybe.
Yeah, where's the Samsung squad for this one?
Yeah, I just couldn't get them to. I was willing to fund it and everything. It was just scheduling. Would have been good though.
We've got a few more GTPs into the pit, so clearly this is pretty much as far as it can go. Maybe 38 minutes, like I was saying before, maybe that's actually too far to go on a tank of fuel. And actually, there's going to be a 5-stop, right? I think it would be a 5.
I don't know. Let's see if the top teams.
Well,
look, RD.
Yeah. RD pitted.
Whoa.
Maybe it'd still be a 4-stop, but yeah. Maybe it's only 35 minutes you need to go for a 4-stop.
Yeah, you just, end of the day, you fuel safe to hit the target. You don't let the target determine your usage, determine your strategy. It's the other way around. So.
Wow. Wide for, was that Phantom? It was.
Better that than the spin though, isn't it?
That mistake might haunt Ethan Rolfe. David didn't notice.
No, sorry, I was reading. What did you say?
That mistake might haunt.
Oh, okay.
Ethan Rolfe.
Brilliant.
That's David sort of laughs in quite an unusual way.
Yeah, exactly. In a cold.
He goes, oh, brilliant. That's him.
That's hysterics.
Cackling.
Yeah.
CRF have got back past King Racing, by the way, for P3 and GTT. There's occasionally these changes, but I think with the traffic as it is, it's so easy to get held up or pushed offline. And all of a sudden you can lose a place. We might see a demonstration of that here.
What?
With Valentin Amblard trying to get past Viracho Esports, who have really sort of... Oh, no!
What?
No!
Was he too far left, by the way? Because you can't be more than half a car over that green. So if we can get a replay of that, like the entry line is now a flag.
A lot of cars in. A lot of shared pit stalls as well.
What a Vettel entrance, though, wasn't it?
I was going to say, I know you're a fan of Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah.
That was, but that was very.
Right, let's see.
silly,
Is it
right?
too far? Oh, yeah. If you know you have to pit, you don't be on the outside of a car.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's a
way
pen.
over it,
That's
yeah.
a pen. Yeah, that's a big pen.
But what? But like,
No,
I
I'm saying-
don't understand
was-
what he's thinking, because
Yeah.
if he doesn't come into the pits, he's got the car turning left.
Yeah,
and he
it's
needs to go right.
simples. Like like I was saying about the target determining your pit stop. You don't go around the outside of a car on your entry lap. He's 100% got a black flag. It used to be fine. It's been fine ever. I think even when the rescan launched, then it got added. Or maybe when it was the new scan. It was around the time of the new scan, that's for sure. We're keeping an eye on the pit stop. Who was it that...
Was it VPS? Yeah, VPS at Amblar. Yeah, penalty. And Fury Simsport have got a penalty as well. Maybe for the same offence. They were running about 6 seconds behind. Yeah, Utoni tries home to come into the pits there.
Yeah, that's mental.
But yeah, I think they are all on a 4-stop, having to save a bit of fuel. As in fact, still out there, still the top 6 in the GTPs, managing to make it the extra lap.
Yeah, absolutely mad. That's destroyed their race.
Oh, that's a change for position actually. In fact, mugging MA70 there, and MA70 are going to drop a bit further down. They've lost 3 places.
I think
And
he's...
that's round as well for Pace Monkey, who are having such a good race there.
Yeah, it looked like it was all on their own. I mean, we've all done it in that corner, so I get it.
Yeah, I remember we had one of the Mavane cars crash there last season.
If we could look at the Fury pit entry phase as well, just to see what... Oh, yeah. Okay, so it wasn't... Well, he overslowed to not poke the nose. Yeah, we'll try and get to see why Fury got the speed penalty.
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't have to be... yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be an entry line cross. It could also be speeding in pit entry or, you know, speeding on entry. Could be anything.
Alpha Esports have just taken the lead, by the way. Effect 201 in LMP2.
Top two teams are finally in.
Now, I think
no, they're not.
He's just run wide at T1. I think he's almost missed the corner. He must have done because, yeah, Alpha Esports now lead this race. I think it's been an unforced error from Paul Busby.
So the top two GTP teams haven't pitted yet. So this is Alpha Esports on the way out.
Oh, so all these teams just pitted, sorry. So did Alpha get the undercut then? Or the overcut?
Let's see.
Yeah, they got the overcut. Aha, there you go.
Yeah, it could have been traffic on Paul's in or out lap, for example. That.
Oh, okay, Paul's back ahead. So Alpha seemingly don't want to lead. They want to stay in the draft. ARTO in. And here was the change.
Using the GT3. What? I think Paul's only paid by how many laps he leads. Jeez.
I thought that he was let past, but no, he fought for that one, and he's pulled away as well.
Yeah.
Of course, he's got the warmed-up tyres now, as Paul, so...
Correct. By the way, that during Spa 24 was epic. Like, the crossover difference, if you had 3 lap warmer tyres in the cars that are coming out, even if there was 3 or 4 of them, man. Yeah, honestly, I know endurance racing used to be fun, and we've lost a lot of it due to all this tyres and fuel at the same time rubbish and underdriving, but that is finally something that's thrown into the mix and makes it a little bit exciting again. Man, I miss the days of tyres separate to fuel.
Yeah.
Where you actually had to engage a brain cell. Now you can just change driver, change tyres. Delta V are in the pits?
Yeah, I think they were the last to pit.
Wow.
I thank you to everyone who's tuned in, by the way. 188 live viewers, which I cannot remember the last time we had that many live viewers, so really appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying.
So quick update on Scuderia Volpi by P1 and RD. They short-fueled a little. There is no way. They are like 5 litres shorter, so no wonder they... Well, no, I was about to say no wonder they didn't.
Well, I think certainly Scuderia Volpi pitted a bit early, so I wonder if they still had a few litres left in the tank and maybe pitted early to get out the traffic or to maybe get some fresh tyres.
Yeah, possible. But yeah, it just seems like a very short stop. Quite a relaxed stop from Augustin. He's not going for anything special. I think he grabbed a bagel, a cup of coffee. 33 seconds on the clock. It's not very esports.
No.
It's very calm. I think he got out of the car, to be honest, just for a leg stretch.
Do you ever eat whilst you're driving?
That's a good question. No. What actively racing, like even doing a triple stint? No. I have sips of drink, like strategically, especially if it's a triple. On those last couple of laps, though, like when I'm coming in, you'll see me chugging. Sure. Yeah. Because I know I'm going to make it. Needing to go to the bathroom doesn't make you drive quick like you might think. Oh, it'll motivate you. No, it just makes you drive stupid.
it's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
RD under a lot of pressure here from Effect. I think Effect have had a good pit stop sequence. I mean, RD are up 5 places. Effect 177 now up 9 places. Austin William Campbell in that car. I think it's been in the car from the start. RD just lifting off. Clearly there's a bit of traffic ahead, trying to build a gap and then still being able to send it up the hill. Harvey Jones, is he a little bit slow there? Oh, he's had to take evasive action. That is a mess.
Yeah, that was
Who was that? That was Orbit Drop Bear Saturn, Mark Hilly, with maybe a mistimed overtake here.
Let's see. Yeah. I mean,
Way too late.
Yeah, the Porsche's got a turn. Really well done here by the altitude car. Literally just trying to stay out of it.
Trying to figure out who he hit. I think it was iLivery's Vibe Esports, Sanjay Masani.
I thought it was about to get a repeat there. Oh, wait. Oh, this is a replay. Okay, I'm losing my mind. I thought I was living in deja vu. I was like, wow, this feels like what we just had. What's the longest stint you've ever done? Like, at competitive stint?
That's a lot of...
Not practice or something. Oh, this looks very damaged.
I think I did a solo VLN.
I have done a solo VLN, yeah. That's tiring, man.
And I think there was another like 4-hour race which I pretty much did all of it for.
This car is very broken. Very, very broken.
Hopefully they haven't used their fast repair yet.
Well, no, he wouldn't be driving around if he didn't. Car's done without it. I did a 12-hour two-manned,
Sure.
but we split it up as best we could. But yeah, I've done a solo VLN. I've always went to a solo of a 6-hour VLN. Every time I come to do it, I'm like, nah.
I mean, to be honest, the Indy 500 races that I've done, I mean, that's 3 hours.
True.
That's not far off, actually, the longest. So.
Yeah, well, Daytona 500 as well was pretty tiring, I have to admit. So I didn't know what I was doing.
I mean, yeah, imagine doing Charlotte 600. I mean, that must be 3.5, 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
So Harvey Jones gets it back to the pits. Hopefully he's got that fast repair. But you can see he was doing pretty well. They were running as high as...
Yeah, he was just...
4 ahead of Olkentek.
Yeah, it was out of his control completely, unfortunately. One of those situations. Tomo and Buzz have solo done 24s. Yes, I saw. Yeah, of course I saw. I will not be doing that.
I think that's... I'm not sure what the health consequences are. But as far as I'm aware, it's like pretty like dangerous at that point to put your body through that.
Correct.
So I'm not a big...
Yeah, I'm impressed when people do it, like solo 12-hour or... I mean, yeah, I'm not even contemplating...
I think 12 hours is just far. Yeah.
No, that's far.
I think 24 is...
I mean, I stream most days, and like if you do 9 hours of back-to-back-to-back-to-back racing, you feel it.
Yeah.
You really feel it in every part of your brain and body and eyes and head.
This could be... Well, it's tricky to tell if Alpha really wants to overtake here because they are getting a good draft. They managed to go the lap further on the tank than the first stint as one of the Orbit cars makes their way past.
Yeah, this is
Alpha might get underneath here.
Yeah.
They got another GTP approaching them as well. Now he backs out of it again. I don't think they want to lead, and I think that's probably the wise thing to do, save the fuel, because I don't think they've got enough pace to pull away. This might be a 2-horse battle. I mean, the other Effect car is only 4 seconds behind. Frank Smits has got good pace. Because we'll have to see how strong the second drivers are.
Yep.
When they get into the car, maybe at the end of this time.
Yeah, I saw the race, Spence. Yeah, it was awesome. Busby is a weapon. I've known Busby a long time through sim racing cars.
We haven't talked about the lead battle in the GTDs too much, but it has been close. It's been a 2-horse battle as well. Manatee Racing Green versus Altitude 3M 338. The gap is now up to 1.8 seconds which is a bit bigger than what it's been for most of the race, but they are some, I think they're 13 seconds clear of the third place team. So yeah, it's looking very good right now for Manatee and Altitude in GT. Doing great to see Altitude performing so well, a team who we see a lot in our series. But Zain Khan, I think, is one of their very best drivers. Well, very experienced driver as well is Zain. I remember him racing 6-7 years ago, and he's performing well today as well.
Right, so just keep an eye on, as Sam mentioned, Manatee leading, Nicholas last, the irony, being first and all. We saw Zain Khan, P2, very quick in qualifying, but getting pipped at the end there by Nicholas. So GTDs still have to pit. Now, I can't remember all the fuel limits. I think they are limited to around, I'm not sure, 85%. I forget the actual numbers, but each team has each class has a fuel limit applied to it. Yeah, we do have a Ferrari in P2. I think, to be honest, the Ferrari's always been a strong car, just much like the Merc. It's quite a technical car to get the most out of, whereas I think, yes, the McLaren is very strong. Obviously, it goes without saying, but it's also one of the easiest to be fast in. It's very well-rounded, good torque, good brakes. Augustin Bernier, GTP has quite the lead. 12.8 seconds currently. And yeah, looks like he's also got more fuel in. Or I'm not sure. We're not sure what Randy and Archie did. But yeah, Scuderia Volpi doing a great job there in P2. Building their own gap to RD. Yeah, it's nice to see RD in effect. They've climbed their way up. I mean, effect up 9. I mentioned about the qualifying just not being there. And obviously that's represented by his up 9 position. And RD up 5.
We've had a few drive-throughs so far in this race. We mentioned one of them for... When did we mention it? Oh yeah, one was a drive-through for Team Linear Ultima. But we've also had drive-throughs for Simtech Motorsport LMDH, for Aero Kinetics Purple, and then also for Walk Racing Federation, Viracho Esports Team Whites, who are my picks for the title.
Are these all drive-throughs?
All drive-throughs, and
okay.
Team Linear Ultima, a second, maybe not a second drive-through, no apologies, that is the OG drive-through, I will read that.
Someone in chat, sorry, the 118 retired because second driver can't join. Make sure they're in the team before you register the car. That's a common one.
Sure.
You have to be in the team before you register. Even if there's a no team declaration, I don't know, I haven't joined the league, but like if you ever register a team for an event, what drivers are in the team is set then and there. Adding someone after won't have any effect. They won't be able to join. What's some other ones? Make sure they don't join as a spotter or a crew chief or anything other than a racer.
I'm a bit concerned for CRF, sorry. They've just, have they just come into the pits, or what's going on with CRF? They're like disappearing. Oh no, okay, okay, they're just taking an early pit stop. Okay, fair dues. They are allowed to do that. Effect 177 just got past RD Simsport. They're up into P3 now. They are doing very well, this squads. Albeit they might lose it immediately because Archie Coveney is underneath.
So which walk racing team was it that got the pen? Just quite
Federation,
a few.
I believe.
Federation. Ah, okay, because Matt Loveridge is in the walk racing esports team.
Great work from Coveney to get back that position. He's back up into P3.
Artem Udod in the... Why do I know the name Artem Udod?
He raced in GC3 Trophy. Remember he had that very good race at Nürburgring
yes.
in the rain.
Yeah.
He won the AM title that season.
It's a good dude. King Fuss is asking, who's driving for Apex Racing Hypercar right now? That's Augustin Bernier, our academy driver, wearing blue.
And is 10.7k.
Oh,
so he actually had the move done, did Effect. Wow, blimey. hopefully there's not any damage on these two cars now. And it makes sense why they lost a bit of time. They've both lost 2-3 seconds in all this, and it means that Mia Maker MA70 are right back on these guys. Delachaz just trying to get through it all. But yeah, it's now a 3-car battle for the final spot on the podium. In effect, from looking like they were going to gain a place, they might lose a place here. Here comes the MA70 car, and they are coming perilously close to contact. Nothing happens. Manatee Racing Green into the pits with the lead of the GTDs. Meanwhile, I expect all the GTDs to be in the next couple of laps.
Is Marcus Solheim driving today? He is not, no. John Williams points now a 10.7k Academy driver. Yeah, times are changing. I remember when like 8.5k was Academy. But nowadays, I mean, with all the Smurf accounts getting to 9, 10k, it's Elo's changed a little bit, especially at the top end now. Unfortunately. I mean, we have a 13k now.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's just recently lost it, but we had a 13k. I remember when there was one man in 10.
Who was the first person to get 10? Was it Sven Haase?
No, it's Beneke.
Oh, it was Beneke,
Yeah. Best stream I've ever watched, right? Beneke fires up a stream. He's just doing a, you know, a Smurf race, fun. Just jumped in last minute. GTEs, multi-class, Monza, bit of fun. He wasn't going to qualify, barely got set up. He's just, it's fun. It's a bit of fun. He wants to chat, you know. He's hard working. And he's in pits. It's moments before qualifying, and someone points out, you're on your main.
Oh, okay, sure.
Right? He's on 10k. The soft is awful. And it's different to soft being awful now, back then. It's insane. He could stood to lose like a good 210, 190, that sort of range. So to watch him go from la-di-da, let's have fun, to let's get a setup and work this out was brilliant. He didn't qualify pole. That's insane, this was. It was a really fun stream. Like, there's still clips of it, and I think it's still up there, but it's from a long time ago, like 5 years ago.
Sure.
But just the look on his face. No prep, no practice, no situational awareness of what to do or when to pit or what to do. Yeah, it was great just to see him lock in.
So Maya Mika back up to P4. They've re-overtaken Effect Simulations 177. Whoever since that slide they had at Leku really do not seem to be the same. They're absolutely on a charge up to Scuderia Volpi, but have now dropped down to P4, so worrying times for them. BPS Racing Esports are ahead of Air Kinetics. We're watching Melanzani, though, and they're on the tail of Simtech. Uh-oh, Jonathan Walker.
No.
I think that's the second altitude car who's got that amount of steering lock damage.
That's Mr. 3M. I like Jonathan.
Apparently he has come out of pits, and that has happened.
I mean, my teammate at the Spa 24 got his pit limiter stuck on the way out of pits. This is worrying for Tomo, though, because I set up Jonathan's computer. So, good luck, Tomo.
Oh, we might have a battle for the lead in GTD. It's alongside Altitude versus Manatee. Manatee are just ahead. They've kept the lead, and they've got warm tyres as well, so they should be able to pull away now. So Manatee led for the first stint, but Altitude were able to go 2 laps longer on their tank of fuel, albeit they took... Oh, no, they took the same amount of fuel at the pit stop. So you can see now trying to warm up the tyres. So Altitude will probably drop out of the draft now because of how slow they start out. They'll probably drop about 3 seconds back. Yeah, Manatee will keep that lead.
Tomo just said his sim crashed. Rip. Oh, so this is what happened.
That's the fresh tyres for you.
Oh, he wasn't coming out of pit. It looked like he was coming out of pit, but he was on colds. The problem is the colds are really bad, obviously, at the start of a stint because you don't get the pre-warmers that you get from Q and race start.
Got to be racing 314 just over to Mananzani, by the way. They are up into 8th place. Astral Esports just lost a place as well to Air Kinetics Green.
So quick word to Tomo as I feel responsible. There's quite a few bugs with rewinding at the moment, so resist rewinding until you're in. There are quite a few bugs, unfortunately, with rewinding. So yeah, just stay on live.
Got a question from Wade. Is James Baldwin in this race? He is not.
He is not. Whoa!
Oh, James mainly drives on.
That could be.
DCC.
Is that a slowdown from Dan? That entering, re-entering that wide? No, he hasn't done DCC in a while. He's doing LMU a lot now.
Okay, sure. Also, he races. Has he raced a bit for? Is it Effect?
Yeah, he's done a few of Effect. Yeah.
Daytona 24, but yeah, he's not in this one.
He's cursed though. Unfortunately, 2 for 2 or 3 for 3, dying like near the start. It was Andy Dawson, I think, in the last one. Got out of the last corner. There was a major accident. He just got, the car just got destroyed.
Dick Sherry just running wide then, losing a place. Salvatore Visail Coso, the first time we've seen him in a race. And what an introduction.
He nearly had a seat in a GTP for a moment there.
2 of the best logos in the series, passing it out, Walk Racing versus Cube.
Where's the Walk Racing logo? Oh, the WR? Yeah, it's nice.
And any teams watching this back, and I was a bit annoying about it, saying, oh, this logo's not going to look great. Well, you can see the logos that look really good and the logos that don't. And I appreciate some teams don't have like a perfect square logo. But yeah, if you're looking at the logo and you think, maybe we could, now I know what we're looking for, feel free to send in a revision if you want.
And I have a question for anyone from Walk Racing. If anyone's in chat from Walk Racing. Was there a team it was before, or was there a merger? I just swear I recognise a few of the drivers from different teams.
I think I can answer. I think it's an original team. Karen Madari is probably in chat.
Because obviously I recognise the name Walk, but it's a lot of their drivers.
They recruited a lot of. I mean, they used to be all Romanian, whereas now they're a bit more spread out. Here is the Federation car. One of them, of course, got a drive-through early on, didn't they? It was the Federation car, so I think they got that. They got it for moving under braking.
I assume it caused an accident, not just...
Makes intentional blocking move, almost causing a collision with lapping car. But of course, the drive-through around here isn't actually that bad. It's only about 15 seconds that you lose due to the cutscene of the first corner.
No shot. Driving at that speed all the way down.
Seconds, yeah. Maybe it's closer to 20, but yeah, it's definitely not more than 20.
Okay.
You think in Formula 1 they lose what, 20 seconds, and that's where they probably lose 5 seconds coming into the pit stall. I know it's maybe a bit slower, is it, on iRacing in the pit lane? I'm not entirely sure. I think it's the same.
Not sure, because the GP and the endurance layouts have different speed limits, believe it or not. I think 160, 180, I get confused.
Yeah, I think they increased a few of the speeds, didn't they, a few years ago with some of the Grand Prix circuits. Taz Hansen in chat saying, Swedes by law not allowed to drive after 2000 BST. I don't know why the Swedes, why are Swedes following BST? That's question 1. And 2, that's not true, is it, Thomas? Is it?
It's probably not, though. Not on a video game.
No. Yeah. Xander asking, is DWR upper place? Apologies if we missed something when it came to DWR. They are P5, they are doing well.
Something happened to Alpha? 4 seconds off. Paul Busby.
Aha, yes. It's the first mistake for Van Thailand. And a bit of breathing room now for Busby. Too much curb. Beached it. Tony Hawk's it. And avoided the wall.
Yeah, I think it's got a little bit close there and, you know, slight vision blocking and...
What's that called? When you skate along a ridge?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. You'll be grateful there's a bit of tarmac out there.
yeah, that was the least of his worries at the time loss. That could have been serious. That wall comes up real quick. Paul Busley looking confident. Who is in next? Is Tomo in next? Question.
Yeah, are all three of you driving today?
Oh, what's the rule? You don't have to field all your drivers?
You can just use 2 drivers, but they've got, Frigerio and Busby and Tomo, so give them all a shot. Last season, though, it was just Busby and Dawson who ran all the races. Busby survives. What's going on elsewhere? So we've got Battle here, Air Kinetics, Green. I think these guys have been about for a little while with CRF. And they're going to go the long way round on CRF, and it might work well.
Yeah.
Just about avoid
It can be
contact.
tricky here around the outside, just with the traction, and obviously you want to be on the right hand side anyway. So try and defend it. Very low traction on the outside, but if you can just keep your car alongside, you get... No, you just can't.
But see, I think this trio have basically been with each other for a while. Well, actually, I say that Delta have been racing 3, 5, 8, up 14 places.
Oh, someone went straight on there, didn't they? There was, I was going to say, there was more cars than that. So Tomo confirming it's just himself and the Busby. Oh yeah, good save. We all know that horrible feeling. You're like, I've done this 1,000 times. Why? Why did you ice skate on me with the rears?
Thank you for the kind words, Xander. Pace Monkey sim racing into the pits. We saw them have an off earlier on in this stint. I think they made a mistake at Puon as well, and they are one of the first GTP teams to pits. We're expecting some of the GTP teams to go as far as about 1 hour, 18 maybe. I don't think that anyone would be going further than that. This team will probably be the furthest of anyone. 23 seconds ahead of Scuderia Volpi now. They weren't too far ahead of Scuderia Volpi earlier on, but Randy Martin has just dropped off as the race has gone on, and fallen into clutches of the other teams. But Apex a long way clear.
Yep. Well, I haven't driven this car since the new wheel rim. Slight update on the wheel rim, I believe. I feel like I would know. I'm trusting my gut here. But the wheel looks slightly updated. I'm gonna have to give the cut. Right, I'm getting here in my ear. It would have had the Cosworth thing on it. I need to give these cars another try. I mean, I swore off them. Yeah, Augustine pumping it in. I think he's enjoying wearing blue. And his teammate will have to be just... I mean, he's quite fast. Was it Dan Moore?
Yes.
ART.
Not a bad driver.
Not a bad driver.
And a driver who's only getting better and better because he is 7 years old.
7. Dan is rather quick in these cars.
Yeah, certainly one to watch is Dan. Getting very close now for the battle for P5 between Effect Simulations and Orbit's drop bet, and also this battle for P5 in the GTDs. Kinetics green, right on the tail of Delta V Racing.
Question chat, how many teams in each class? In GTP, there's 19, in LMP2, 13, and in GTD, 23. We had a sign-up of 58 teams. That sounds like Charlie's following.
Yep.
Big lift. Austin having a really good race after a really poor quali.
Has got a little bit worse for him, though. Being overtaken. There's got to be a problem with that car, right? Because that was the car that got into P3 briefly, spun at that corner, just in the same style that he did there.
Fair.
And then hasn't really been the same since. I mean, how far are they?
Yeah, fair. He's dropped back.
Yeah, he's now 13 seconds behind RD, so...
Yeah, good point.
Unless maybe they... I don't know, could they save time by not taking tyres, perhaps, at the pit stop? And maybe that's now costing them?
No. No, it's not that. More likely damage.
Yeah. Surprising that they haven't taken it already, albeit I guess they want to get to the...
Yeah, I mean, they have
window.
a fighting chance doing it this way and get to the pit window and slap on the fast repair. If they come in and serve it, they're out of contention big time.
Hello, Alan.
Yes, hello, Alan, indeed.
Got a replay for how Kinetics Green have moved up past Delta V Racing. We saw them fuel saving before when they had a chance at an overtake. This time they just went straight for it.
Yeah, nice.
Charlie Bobby up into P4 now, retaking that place. Melanzani has just got past Delta V. We tune in to them as they head into Lefania.
Every round has one fast repair. I believe so, yes. Every race is a repeat of this. So 3 hours, one fast repair, same qualifying format, same race format. What's the X limit?
40. And then
Wow.
you get a drive-through, and then it's every 10 after that.
Was you feeling generous? Like, what's going on there? That's the lenient, it's most lenient. Oh,
Adam Weston. Now that is a big change because they were running in
P3, I believe?
P3, yeah.
Yeah.
And MA70, and Weston's had some good pace in this stint, but they've dropped. Or maybe, no, I think they were P4 before. They were behind RD, but they're now a long way behind RD.
Oh, he broke on the grass. I think it's, yeah. He had to do some of the braking on the grass, and when he's hurt the wheel, just coming in too quick. Hey, Skippy in chat. Yes, Delatrez had huge technical issues. It looked like a Fanatec issue into a wall, and then his car teleported, and then when it came back, it was... Well, the driver survived. He was taken to a nearby hospital, but the car is unreplaceable. But yes, unfortunately, they are very out. Is there a tyre limit? There isn't, but question, Sam. We shouldn't do that.
We shouldn't.
No.
Why not?
Because the tyres are horrible right now. The racing would be horrible. Like, it sounds like a good idea, and I do agree it should be pursued in the future for endurances to match IRL. But the racing would be, like, it's bad enough when they're under-driving. It's bad enough when they're under-driving and fuel-saving. But when they're under-driving and fuel-saving and not putting any deg on the tyres, sure, the strategy's fun, but the racing isn't. Joke.
Colin Klopman, who got sent to the back after a spin. He maybe led for about half a second on lap one. But he did get stuck near the tail end of the top 10. And yeah, it's really stayed similar for Furacho Esports. I'm bitter about it because I said that they'd win today. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen for Cohen. Unless his teammate can pull off a stellar drive. Here's Tom Griggs now in the car for the 201. So they were our leaders. And bye-bye Paul Busby. Hello, Tom Griggs.
Yeah, Tom, great driver.
7.8k.
Yeah.
Which is, what, 2k higher than Busby?
Yeah, he was going to jump in a league I'm doing. We were just going to run it together. He's too high I-rated for it. He was denied. Hey, Joshua Wilson in the 177 GTP car. I haven't spoke to Josh in ages, it feels like.
Here's another issue, it looks like, for Adam Westland. He hasn't missed his pit box, has he? No, it's not a drive. Oh, no. This is just him and coming out of the pits and just losing out to another car. Phantom? Is that Phantom?
Oof, he backed out so late.
A few more LMP2s into the pits. Alpha continuing on. So Alpha, of course, we saw made a mistake at No Name, but their fuel conservation has been very strong. They went a couple of extra laps in the first stint, and yeah, they've been able to maintain that for the second stint.
Yeah, looking strong.
Yeah, they're the only ones who have only made the one pit stop so far in the LMP2s. Well, to be fair, Fury haven't pitted either. Now they do.
So eyes on Alpha. Going along.
Paul Busby. Whoa, that felt good.
Your chat's ahead of mine. I haven't seen that message yet. Oh, there it is. I need to use your screen.
Well, me and Paul are good friends, so he PMs me before he puts it in the chat.
Sam, don't even start, mate.
It's a long season. Scooter with Volpe by P1 have already made their second pit stop. They were running in second position earlier on, but I think, yeah, had a bit of a downturn in pace. They've now got Julien Hammond in that car.
Did you deliberately add a French accent? Was that?
I don't know how you have to pronounce it with a French accent. Julien Hammond.
Julien Hammond.
Julien Hammond.
It was because you started that sentence as British, by the way. Then you became French.
Sorry, I forgot that. I have to say the 10 words before and 10 words after in a French accent as well.
Correct.
I forgot that rule, obviously.
Yeah, good job, Busby. Look good, man. Have you watched a replay of your far chase move on the retake of the lead with the GT3? That was pretty, yeah, have a look from far chase, man.
Yeah, I made a note of it. It was at 39 minutes when I go back. Alpha into the pits. We're expecting Effect to retake the lead with Tom Griggs. But the question is whether it's any smaller than what I think was a 3-second lead before the pit stop.
Yeah, as long as traffic hasn't been too painful. Tim Perry and chat, here to cheer on the altitude boys. Looks like it's going well. Yes, altitude doing solid work. Second pit stop phase right now happening with the LMP2s.
Where are Alpha? Here they come. It's not going to be a big gap, but Effect are still ahead.
It's going to be much bigger, right?
Well, it was about 3 seconds, I think, before, because Alpha made that mistake at the...
right, okay.
Well, of course, they have got to warm up those tyres now. Effect 208, despite having a good charge up the field start at P6, I don't think they're really in this lead battle. Oyston Hereford, though, is now in that car. Good to see him around. Was a fairly new Effect recruit. He was racing for Racing Labs, was it? I could be wrong. One of the Norwegian teams.
Hey, Bremy. Is that smile or smell? I'm curious now which one it is. Hope you're well, mate. Hello to Yannick. Yeah, Tom's looking good. Looking confident. He's got that gap to exactly 3 seconds where you called it. Smell, definitely smell. Yes. Thank you, Yannick. Yannick's going to be walking from the airport next week when he visits.
Sure.
Yeah, he's decided to walk, which is nice of him.
Oh, so, yeah, that's, it's only 30 miles, right?
Correct. And you're not letting him in the sim centre, right?
No.
No, not
Can't
after
give
that.
him shelter.
Correct.
Apparently, Lucas Diaz and Túnez did a 360 on pit exits.
Oof.
Now, Lucas, you may have been spared before, but we do have we can just search your name and just search for that. So
Yes, I can hear Lewis tapping away
if
right
Lewis
now.
can find that, then we'll show it. Here we go.
Here we go.
Lesson learned, Lucas, sorry. You got to, don't be so naive. Already spun up the tyres here.
Oh no.
And he's just going to have no grip.
Oi. Wow, I have a teammate that drives like that.
But he avoids...
No, he doesn't.
No,
That's
he
a
doesn't.
pen.
No, there was a way to avoid it, but I think it would have involved driving backwards down the pit lane.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a teammate that does stuff like that, exactly that. He's in chat as well. Right, lots of new faces. It seems like everyone changed driver at this point in the race.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Is there a min drive time?
Not a min drive time, a max drive time. I think it's 3/4 of the laps. So it's about 2 hours 15.
So if one driver hits the maximum, you can still put in 2 drivers?
Yes.
Okay.
I never understood that rule. Why if someone does 1 hour, another driver does an hour and 50.
Sure.
One driver does 10 minutes. Why is the issue with the guy who did 10 minutes?
Hey, Simon Bamber in chat. Hello, mate. Are you not racing today? Oh, Lucas didn't get a pen. To be fair, I mean, Lucas is the first person to test that particular line on the new scan.
No one knew that it started there.
Correct. We just assumed nobody could do that.
Apex Racing team are into the pits. Augustin Bernier had a huge lead before the pit stop. And even if Delta V Racing decides to stay out on this lap, even then, Apex Racing team will still be leading the way. The battle is for second place. And that's sort of what we anticipated before the race started. Between Delta V, RD, and Scuderia Volpi by P1 Sim, I don't think the Orbit cars are going to get involved, and maybe Effect Simulations 177 if they can recapture their pace, which they seemingly lost when they made contact at Les Combes with RD about half an hour ago.
I understand that, Simon. I understand that completely. Martial Hubert, sorry, did I do your French thing correct, is in the car.
We've got enough French drivers that we can keep this joke up.
We can.
Aurélien Berry
In B2.
has come into the pits from P2. Hopefully we'll change driver and then we'll have another one.
Tom Griggs doing a good job in P1. Jack Badger in P2 is no slouch, 7.3k, but Tom's opened up that gap to 4 seconds.
That's a very damaged McLaren, isn't it? Blimey. We were just moving past. Here is Fury Simsport. And they might be able to get a place here on Virace. Cohen Klopman's still in that car.
He wasn't fighting that.
Giving that up very easily.
That battling for P1 has definitely opened up, right? Zane's almost 7 seconds back. Through that second pit stop phase, just seems to be that gap's widened a bit. But like you mentioned, still only a 2-horse race.
Yeah, King racing quite far back. Net6 so close. CRF have dropped back a little bit. I think we saw them make that mistake at Pouon, didn't we? And maybe they just haven't quite recovered since then. And then Delta V Racing, who were up ahead of these guys at one point. I don't really know how Delta V did it. Maybe they didn't change tyres, but...
Up 12, by the way.
Yeah, but they were up 14 earlier
That's
on.
amazing.
But maybe they didn't take tyres at their first pit stop and perhaps suffering from it now.
Just checking all the pit stop times. It was a very short pit stop. The Delta V Racing 314. I mean, we're talking 12 seconds shorter. Also the same for the other Delta V. So they are doing, there you go. They're doing their longer pit stop next.
Sure.
Yin Yang, I don't know. It's just, you got to serve it at some point. They've decided they want track position for this stint.
Hey, Spunky, who had a spin at Pouon earlier on.
Yeah.
They are making contact, and that could be worse. And we have 3 cars involved. And it's Adrien Michaud involved.
Yeah, we need to replay that. That
Michel
was slightly
Dini.
off angle for me to...
And there's a GT3 as well involved.
Look at that 3D grass. Right, let's see. So...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no.
Car, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
I feel bad for the
He was
GT3.
inside, he was slow, and yet he still tracked out a second he got to the apex. Made no active pursuit to hug the right-hand apex at all. And it looked like he was travelling half speed.
I think it may have been Salvatore Visail Cozzo who was the other car involved, but I'm not entirely sure.
By the way, me and Sam are not stewards. The stewards do not care for our opinion, and we do not pass our opinion to the stewards.
Unless they're watching the stream.
Unless they're watching the stream. But they'd still ignore it.
Yeah.
They hold no regard for our decisions or
And rightly
opinions.
so.
Yeah, and rightly so.
Well, you know, whenever someone like who doesn't know anything about sim racing talks about sim racing, and we're like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Obviously, we're only in the mid-tier. So, like, when one of these pros listens to us talking about sim racing, they rightly go, no, you don't know what you're talking about. So,
exactly.
imagine that. That's the way that we've got to think about it.
Yeah.
It's a long way round, blimey, risky from the walk racing car. Very risky. Joshua Wilson moves past in P5 ahead of the Phantom Racing Sigma's car. He's been a bit of a ghost throughout this race, really, Phantom.
Oh, that's lame.
They've not been very visible on screen.
Oh my god.
They will get better. I think there's more. I'm trying to think of something to do with Phantom of the Opera that I could include, but...
Piano.
Who's the guy who wrote it? I mean, absolute legend. Like, literally the most famous musical writer of all time. Wrote Cats, and several others.
Yeah, I can't think.
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Oh yeah, him.
So if we can make a pun out of Andrew Lloyd Webber, Phantom, then we would have done well. Simtech are right on the tail of Delta V. Aurelien Bieri is ahead of Vantage Surhanek.
Yep, should get it done here if he just lines this up. No draft in front.
Was 1.3 seconds faster last time. Surhanek is one of the fastest drivers on track right now.
Yep, it's a good line. I don't believe that was actually a lift. I think that's just where the game bottoms. In replay mode, it sounds like throttle off. I don't understand why. Oh, GT3 is not helping.
It's that same walk racing car that nearly collided on the previous lap.
But I'd love to do an endurance in this Ferrari. Sounds good, looks good, gives off good vibes.
BPS Esport GTP into the pits with Adrien Michaud. Oh, Michaud, sorry, Michaud. He's corrected me on that before. Adrien Michaud. Not too many battles going on out on circuit now as we approach the midway point of the race. There's a lot to try to keep track of. Hopefully we've done a decent job of it and we've caught most of the battles, but we are getting into a bit more of a calmer spot of the race. And the lead battles especially close right now, but certainly
GTD, that battle for the P3, the battle for P13, and in GTP, the battle for 7th with Delta V, Simtech, and Miramika? How do you think that's pronounced? Miramika, let's say that.
I've gone for Miramika.
Yeah.
Miramika. Let us know in chat. And please just correct us on all of these pronunciations. It's actually shocking that we don't get corrected more because we know that we're saying it wrong. So please tell us.
I think we say it so confidently that even the people that know it's wrong think, oh my god, I've been saying my name wrong.
No, I think they think these guys cannot be helped. Like this.
Yeah, they're
I can
beyond
spell it
helping.
out,
Yeah.
but it's just hopeless. But honestly, we will try.
Zachariah in
Oh, what's going on?
cheering on the...
Maybe they're getting a bit of a break to the traffic ahead, but that was sort of strange though, just how much they lifted off before Eau Rouge.
Yeah, agreed. Zachariah Lewis cheering on the DWR. Yes, currently in P5 in LMP2 with Jan Hilden in the car at the moment.
Great to see the different nationalities. We might be able to get the flags up on screen rather than the gaps, just briefly, just to show how diverse this this field of drivers is. But yeah, Hilden from the great motorsport nation of Finland, who used to dominate the iRacing scene on road. Dominant forces, drivers like Gregor Hutu and Jussi Jäkelä, and many others who are Olli Pakala as well. So many great drivers who, unfortunately, there's not so many of them at the top of the esports now, but it's good to see them when they are about.
Hello from Australia. It's 3:45 AM for the Orbit Drop Air Neptune GTP team. Good. Looking very strong. Very strong race from the boys. Where is my GTD pick? Valkyrie. P12.
Yeah, it looks like it's legit on pace as well. We've got another Finnish driver, Jeremy Ostring.
I was literally picking between in my head Manatee and Valkyrie. I was like, just back and forth, and I nearly went Vanity when they had Turovsky and who was the other guy in GTP?
Yeah,
very strong team. Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna bug me. I could just go on the website. Two-time prototype champion as well.
Yeah.
I should know it.
But the Ford team, Valkyrie, I pictured the Ford in my head. I remembered how strong they are at all tracks and made that my pick. Looks like my LMP2 pick is printing money. And you said ART is excluded from our picks. That means I'm winning GTP and LMP2.
Blimey, yeah.
Blimey, like I was going to be wrong. And
Well,
Valkyrie going to pull off a last pit stop miracle.
I missed that actually, that RD got ahead of Scuderia Volpi during that last pit stop. Scuderia Volpi pitting a bit earlier than some of their rivals at these pit stops so far. So
plus their fuel has been a teeny bit shorter, like 1.5, 2 seconds. The whole team at DWR are cheering. I read that wrong initially because of the font size. I read that the whole team of DWR are cheating. I was like, are they? Then I read it again. They're cheering on the boys.
Norbert. And this was another move.
Nicely done.
At Brussels and past Delta V 125. Next can set their sights on Phantom.
Yeah,
who
lovely
will
done.
be trying to disappear up the road. Or Phantom.
Olica Racing in GTP.
Thanks, Lewis.
DWR fans are out in full force. Where are all the Alcantech boys? Do you remember them?
Yeah.
Like they used to flood the chats. Flood the chats.
Alcan chat.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no prizes this season, unfortunately, so they're like, why were we tuning? I think they won an Abruzzi prize. They must have won an Abruzzi prize at one point. I think Lennart may have won.
I think they were excluded from a few of the glove ones from a Bruzzi spam.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we did have to put in rules against.
By the way, my Twitch chat, a week after that race, I'm mid-racing and all I get is exclamation point Abruzzi.
Yeah.
It's like, yep.
Well, I mean, what a marketing campaign. Right? We're still talking about it.
Correct, yes, it's
Great marketing campaign. If anyone wants to sponsor series,
Abruzzi, there you go.
just get in contact. Or DM me on Discord, Sam Fitzpatrick. Spencer D asking, ARL needs to do an American time slot league. Oh, we do actually. We have one lined up. Fox Teca on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's...
This is
Oh!
McLaren GT3 league. So
Air Kinetics green. Around the wrong way. They were P3, P4? What?
Yeah, they're in that long battle, weren't they, for P3?
Yeah, let's see what happened there. Sorry, as Sam was saying, I interrupted. There is a series on Tuesday nights, very American time. I was tempted, but I still am. What happened? That was a really... Maybe clip the sausage curd. They just unloaded that rear left maybe at the last minute. Oh, no, he lifted up the front left and then just didn't open the wheel. Shame.
So he's now down to 6th place. That's good news for Astral, CRF and King Racing.
A wise man once said, consume Moser. That sounds like the Broadbent.
Spencer D asking, what class is this league? It's McLaren GT3, so just go to apexracingleague.com and check it out.
Yeah, it's only McLaren fixed. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. That's why I was super appealed. Wait, I get to drive my favourite car and I don't have to worry about setup?
So Matty's 7.8 seconds ahead, but Nicholas Last has been in that car from the get-go. We think they're probably going to have as good strength and depth as anyone else. We can actually have a look at who is getting in that car later on. Could be Adam Watson.
Oh, nice.
Or it could be... No, it's not going to be Adam Watson. What was I talking about?
Wait, Adam Watson's altitude.
Adam Watson's altitude, but
yeah.
you can see what I was doing here.
He'll get in and deliberately wall that thing.
So it's not going to be Adam Watson. It could be David Noche or Kevin Tavares. Which I think is then a completely different squad. Maybe Nicholas did a couple of rounds last season, but I don't think it was one of the core squad last season for Manatee. So it'd be impressive if they could defend their title with a different lineup of drivers. By the way, Matej Suhanek.
Yep.
I'm a big Suhanek fan from this drive.
He's cooking.
He is cooking.
He is half a second quicker than everyone around him for this sort of position.
He just made a mistake, unfortunately, in the last sector of the previous lap, but he was still significantly faster. He's got the gap down to 1.4 seconds to Phantom.
Mamika MA7 Esports are in the chat. How do we pronounce the name? We're saying Mamika.
Mamika. And what origins is it? Mir, I sort of think of as like...
Turkish?
Yeah, or like Hungarian, something like that. And what's MA17? I don't know what MA17 means.
Sounds like a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I won't say that.
Like, Jeremy Ostring in your pick.
Yep.
Up to P9 to be fair now, but that might be because of a couple of pit stops recently. Yeah, it is. A few drivers ahead of them are pitted.
And look at that car number, the best number 3 times. Whenever I submit a form, it's like your car number is like choice 1, 7, choice 2, 7, 7, choice 3, 7, 7, 7, choice 4, 07. Do you understand?
That's right, 007.
Yeah, 00. That's why I am in the GT3 Champion, 007.
Sure. Oh, that's risky. Now, of course, whilst it's nice that he's got 777, that's not his number. They were meant to assign themselves a different number, but they were like, nah. So maybe we'll apply a penalty later on in the season. Not anything today, but you do get assigned a number in the league, and you're meant to assign yourself that number. They did not. So make the most of it. Christian Neculator.
What's happened there?
With another spin, that almost looked like a similar incident to the last spin we saw. They were taking too much curb. As the shadows are getting a bit long now, I think that it's got a bit less cloudy and we're really starting to see the shadows. But yeah, let's see what happened here. I think it is going to be a bit too much inside curb.
No, too much steering, yeah, just bad time traction. Lucas with the question. Lucas, it's 3/4 is the maximum, I think.
Yeah, check the rules. It is in the rules. But yeah, I think it's it might be in the point section of the rules maybe, or the format section. Yeah, I think it's point section. Effect simulations are back ahead of Orbit. So Effect definitely had damage then in the previous stint, right? Because they've been able to catch and pass Orbit Neptune, albeit Connor Nixon I think might be a little bit slower than his teammate. So he's falling back a bit, but yeah, Effect now back up to 4th.
Yeah.
Can they do anything about RD and Scuderia Volpi, or is that going to be a 2-horse battle for
It's a long way.
second spot?
It's a long way, and they had the shorter pit stop, so yeah, it's a lot to ask.
Viella, we've seen a couple of mistakes at... Oh, blimey.
Oi, 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 oi. I didn't hear anything. I mean, we're not behind the wheel, but that was horrible.
Rowan then. Hopefully still got a fast spare. Otherwise, that might be the first GTP retirement, or the second GTP retirement of the day. We've already lost Delta V 118.
Ouch-y.
We've had one more drive-through. VPS Racing Esport GTP for making a dive and causing a multi-car collision.
I know that move.
Lap 39.
Yeah, that was the one I called out, that he just changed lane, went down the right, outbraked 2 GTPs and ploughed into one. It was like the I can't remember the colour of the car. But yeah. I've just we're an hour 40 in.
Does it feel more or less than that? Feels like we should be further into the race, honestly. But that's always the case at the start of the
It felt the first 40 minutes, I looked up and was like, whoa, how is it only 40 minutes? It feels like longer. But then the last hour, I suppose, has gone a lot quicker. Because you've got to chill, right? And it turns into a little bit more of a chat. You can't just, I mean, we can't just commentate that this guy's 2/10 behind for 6 laps. Like, it's great and all, and but the race settles down. Even the traffic settles down because it's happening all in isolation now.
I've done multiple 6-hour races where we've had about 15 cars on track. Oof. And so usually the topic used to be about Battlestar Galactica. The BR goes.
Love Battlestar Galactica. But even my wife loved. We rewatched the whole series. Rewatched not that long ago, it's about a year ago.
Who's your favourite character? Because for me, Baltar is like my favourite character of any.
Baltar? Wow,
yeah.
I did not expect you to say that.
What's a character? Let us know in chat who your favourite Battlestar Galactica character is. Yeah, how redeeming is Baltar? Let us know. That's the real question today.
I just love the end, how it ends. I think
it's a good end, yeah.
Yeah, very...
Well, the very last episode is good. I think the penultimate episode is not amazing, but I think the very last episode is good.
Do you remember, have you watched the original series, though?
No.
Oh, mate.
I know Baltar's very different in the OG.
And do you know Starbucks
a guy in the
yeah,
original,
yeah.
Which is difficult to imagine.
So I grew up with the original, not like watching it, you know, like on a weekly. I was young, but I saw enough episodes to understand the Red Knight Rider style eyes and the laser guns and stuff.
By the way, someone's just had a huge shout out Blanchimont whilst we've been chatting about Battlestar Galactica.
Was it VPS?
Not entirely sure.
I didn't see anything on the timing tower. But then again, it's so long.
We didn't see anyone drop. But yeah, VPS had already had their shunt, hadn't they? I think at... was that Dararan?
Yeah, it was...
Maybe it was VPS then. Would make about sense.
Yeah, can we get a replay of VPS? Ironically, you just covered them from the drive-through.
Yeah. Here we go. Aha! Great spot.
Inside curb clip, and around. Yeah.
did he actually hit the curb?
Yeah, on that last, there's a little dip. And sorry to call it, but Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's this new scan, but yeah.
Well, they've got Matteo Jacinto into the car now, as we've got a bit of an off. That might be one of our back marker LMP GTPs. Who is that? That's Dararan, who, of course, we've already seen take the front off their car.
Alan's saying, oh yeah, been there, done that. I think he did it in the GT3 champ. Yeah, it's especially if it's one tyre, it's that it just pulls you around at a ridiculous speed.
Haven't seen too much of XRL Esports recently. They, I think, are about to lose a position to Delta V 358. Yeah, currently Delta V not able to get past Cyril Blondeau, the driver catching up.
So what can Scuderia Volpi do on RD? And has RD had Archie Conovate? Wait, have they got brothers or father and son in that RD?
I'm not sure.
We've had this question before, right?
Or just a massive coincidence.
No, the same surname. No. No shot. No shot.
But yeah, Oscar's the other one, right?
Is it? Oh, I can't remember now because I've seen these names with the same surname. But yeah, Julien Hamann's doing a really good job hanging on to the back of RD. This isn't over yet.
Sahara GT Motorsports maybe getting in a bit of an issue here. He tries to get into the pits. And
oh, that was close. It looked like...
Maybe this is fine. This might all be fine. I think we're fine.
Yeah. It looked like it was okay. You have to put more than half your car in that green.
Here comes Cyril again. They might be coming into the pits as well, these guys. Oh no, sorry, Delta V have already pitted for the second time, so actually this isn't really a fight for position. XRL, yeah, they're gesturing to the pits. Yes, they do get to the pits. Delta V did not get the memo and lost a couple of tenths by half commits into the outside. Scuderia Volpi catching back up to RD. It's sort of been a strange race where Volpi were far faster in the first stint. And then every pit stop, RD have made up like 5 to 10 seconds.
Yep.
But it seems like on track, it seems like Volpi are always a bit faster. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but...
Well, they are putting in about 2 litres less, 2 seconds worth of pit stop time less, so maybe it's fuel saving or just carrying that little bit more for the last stop, I'm not sure.
Right now they're pulling away from Joshua Wilson for effect simulation, so it really does seem like it is going to be these two by themselves to the end of the race. Apex not exactly sprinting away from these guys, but can probably afford to back off a bit. Martial Hubert now in that car for Apex Racing Team.
It's crazy, the Academy guys got more than the ART. But hey, once you're above like 9.1, 9.2, the incentive at the moment drops a little bit, especially in prototype.
Orbit drop bear Satson into the pits.
Yeah, it's quite early, isn't it? No, 52. No, it's not that early.
So they've got what, they've got 73 minutes left, so they need to go, I mean, it's pretty far, right? They need to go about 37, 38 minutes, so this is the earliest that you'd want to pit. You wouldn't want to pit any earlier than this.
Correct.
Here's the man on the mission, the cook.
SimRace247 in chat is confirming they are brothers. Nice.
Must be awful as parents to have to get your kids to race, right?
Well, this is my question to you. Should iRacing allow the ability to pit stop and change driver, as in you prepare 2 drivers and change? Because you cannot do it. You can do it if there's 3 of you, like, or someone else working remote, and you just, you know, like, you do a stint, someone remote does a stint, and then your brother gets in your rig to do the 3rd. But you cannot race back to back with 1 rig. Just pit stops aren't long enough. You have to exit the sim, log out, log in, rejoin.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I guess that affects so few people, right?
Of course.
But it would be a nice. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you have to think about all the gaming tactics.
That's a big lift.
Yeah, it's leaving a big gap. But I think that's excessive.
I'm
But I don't know. It might work. Here he comes.
Okay, I know nothing. I know nothing.
So that's why David doesn't drive these cars.
No, come on. There's... What? He can't have seen that. No.
What are you saying? What like, it was clearly deliberate.
But he left over a second and then just gained 3. No.
I mean, maybe a bit of extra battery as well. I don't know.
He
maybe.
can't have known the GTP was... No, Matt. That was just... Oh, what are you doing? What? Where are you going to put the GT3? Now you're going to be slow. Sorry, I'm getting angry. Sorry, I'm calm now. Phantom costing himself time there.
More reasons why David doesn't drive these cars.
No, all Phantom did there was make sure that on exit, he was going to be slower.
Yeah, if anything, he sort of just spooked the other car.
Twice.
Didn't he?
Yeah, and then forced him off the line, so you have to go around him even further. I'm calm now.
Yeah.
You can tell I drive GTs, and then like when a prototype's... I'm good. I'm chill. Scuderia taking P2.
Yeah, well, they're both in the pits.
Yeah, but
yeah,
so it might have been a box ahead. No.
Usually, Volpe had been pitting earlier, I think. So it's good for them that they got back to the same lap.
It is going to sunset, King Fuss, but we're not sure. We haven't simulated, but yeah, around sunset time.
Yeah, I think it should end like 10 minutes before sunset. So there's still plenty of light. We're not. I don't think we've got any night races this season. I think Great Atlanta is going to be ending at a similar time to this, but no proper night races. So here comes our formerly second and third place teams, and RD is still ahead of Scuderia Volpe, and that looks like a very similar gap to what it was before. RD were 1 second quicker in the pit stop, but Volpe are still within a second of him. And they changed drivers? Yeah, Julian Hammond. Maybe Julian was in that car before, sorry. And Oscar came into that car, replacing his brother. Close battle right now between Alpha Esports, Blue, Delta V Racing 314, and Valkyrie Competition, by the way. A trio of drivers battling for P10 in the GTD category.
Matthew Crisp into the Alcantech car. I've driven with him as a teammate many years ago. Me, him, Morad, Suzuki. There was someone else. I'm drawing a blank. I feel like there's someone else. Who's driving the green machine in GTD now? That would be David Noesh, 7K.
Oh, Vulcan overtaking effect, by the way. Oh, contacts, and that's Delicious round to Kane. Well, if you're going to have all your bad luck, may as well have it in one round. And Tyler Watson in another collision for the Aerokinetics red car, which has been involved in a few, and I feel like it's been Tyler Watson.
Yeah, let's see what happens, because all eyes were on the move ahead.
Yeah, so that's an LMP2 ahead. Oh, man.
Yeah, the Aerokinetics car just lost it, I think.
Definitely be a penalty for that. Alexander Delachaz in last place. Well, not last. Altitude 3M are out, obviously, with their hardware failure earlier on. But yeah, Delachaz, they might get Aerokinetics purple by the end of this race.
What a shame.
Maybe even Fury. But yeah, there's a risk they might finish last in the race. Delachaz. Whoa. Oscar Coveney having to fend off now the Volpe car. This is quite a tricky start for his race here, and he's going to be overtaken. Great move from the Scuderia Volpe car and Julian Hammond, and they have managed to get that all-important move, and that could be very significant for second place in this race.
It will. Yeah, I mean, Delta, Simtech and Orbit might be in front, but that is just, we're waiting for them to pit. Yeah, nicely done indeed. So here is the guy running in P1 in the Manatee Racing green machine.
Yeah, that gap isn't actually 39 seconds, so we've still got a few pit stops to sort of shuffle out, but it's going to be about 20 seconds, I think. Here was the overtake. Great move. They were a bit squeezed on entry, but so much more confidence on those tyres, which are still warming up.
Yeah, 100%. What a move, yes. I'm actually going to give the GTP a go, or in the LMP2 a go when I get home. It's been, yeah, I mean, after all that time I did in prototypes, I just haven't touched them for quite a while. Not since Twitch Rivals. Here we go, does Zane see him? Oh, did Zane see him? I don't think Zane did. No, it's over.
Rounds.
I called it. I don't think Zane saw him. Please catch it. No. Oh, no. Should have taken to slowing rather than saving in the end there.
And he's only just made his pit stop as well, so this would be really costly if he has to make an extra pit stop.
Who's driving the 201 Effect car? That is... Tom, sorry. That's the lead car, yeah, Tom.
Looks like Zane's going straight back to the pits.
So, yeah, this was...
Oh, damage.
Yeah, massive damage, yeah.
Oh, great avoid from that car. I don't know if we can figure out who it was.
Yeah, show that one more time, because I said I don't think Zane saw him, but I don't think Zane does too much wrong there, but if we could see that one more time, please, and thank you.
Here was his pit entry, just not messing with the track. I mean, Zane's driving predictable. You know, there's a battle going on that he's also working on, and traffic that he's working on. I think he's driving predictable enough that a GTP doesn't need to hit him. He made no changes of direct. I don't know, man. Well, that is an easy P2 for altitude out of the window.
Evening, Mark.
And great news for this team, King Racing. They've had a couple of issues for the drivers ahead of them, and they find themselves now in second place, and that is a legitimate second place. They'll have to fight for it between themselves and CRF and Delta B Racing. But they've got a chance, and Aerokinetics Green as well might come back at them later on. Drop Bear Orbit Neptune into the pits.
Yes, indeed.
Plenty of space between them and their rivals right now.
Space? Why was you leaning on space? What, for effect or orbit?
No, I was saying
orbit.
orbit.
Orbit, space.
Yep.
Aye. No, yeah, I have to give LMP2. Paul, send me your setup. I'll try it at Spa, see if I enjoy it. Paul's a nice guy like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Astor Cook wanting an on board with the 201. They are leading this race.
They want Tomo Vision. Here is Tomo Vision.
6 seconds ahead of Alpha Esports. Do not count out Alpha Esports.
Yeah, I mean, it was 3 when Tomo got in the car, so doing a very good job. Send money. I was going to leave a 5-star review on the setup and everything.
the circuit right now for Tom Griggs. He last pitted on lap 49, so he'll be going to... He wants to get to at least 2 hours 20 before making his final pit stop in this race. He is going to be a little bit tight on fuel. Alpha have got a couple of laps spare on fuel compared, so that will help them gain back a couple of those seconds. But the rest of it is going to have to be on pace, and that's not going to be easy to do against.
So it's still such a low gear car. So RPM focused, I remember that.
Altitude 212 into the pits.
Paul, I would not share. Aye, aye, aye. He's acting like I'd sell it to Apex. They don't need help from me. Aye, aye, aye. Yep, Tomo looking real smooth. Tomo looking real smooth.
Here's a move for Valkyrie on, I think this is on Alpha Esports Blue.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep, that's Alpha. Very nicely done.
Ooh, a little bit long, but they got stopped for the second time.
It's definitely a long way to go, but he got it done.
Shout out, by the way, to the late Apex. We recorded an episode earlier today.
A banger.
We had a lot to chat through, didn't we?
Yes.
So do check that out on the channel. It's not currently on podcast platforms, but I'll try to upload it.
You had an hour and a half.
I was eating pizza.
It was good. It was good. Did you eat it all?
All but 2 slices.
Yeah, same, because that would be disgusting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely
I was busy trying to make this stream not break.
Really? I was just
So
watching
far.
YouTube and eating pizza. You should have asked for help.
Sure. Yeah.
I'd have paused it. No, I destroyed it. No, I left
I
one
thought you
crust.
meant help when it came to eating my pizza.
No, I meant the stream.
Sure. Or eating my pizza.
I would happily help you. No, I didn't manage it all. I left a crust.
Okay.
Had I had more garlic sauce, I think I would have managed it, but...
Sure. You can take my garlic sauce. Me and Lewis don't eat the garlic sauce. So you can take...
Every week?
Yeah. We throw it in the bin.
Sam!
We play darts.
Every week there's been spare garlic sauce.
There's so much.
Have you seen how I distribute it across my slice?
No.
It's math, mate.
Yeah?
I didn't know there was spare.
Well, we can...
Unbelievable.
I haven't put it in the bin this week yet, so...
What kind of pizza? John wants to know.
I get a veggie supreme, but with the sweet corn off and the garlic spread added.
I get one that's not a popular choice, but ever since I started here and I tried it,
Don't worry, there's only 180 people watching this stream.
I ordered the cheeseburger pizza. Now, yes, it has gherkins, beef, and the American cheese, but it's really good. Okay, moving on. Moving on.
There's a type outside between Simtech Motorsport and Delta V125. Albeit saying that, they've just separated a bit now.
Michael's in chat. David is back. Nice driving, mate. It was good to watch. Sorry, it's not raining.
Next round, the championship at Monza.
Walk,
be unlikely to rain there.
Walk asking pizza and beer, pop, or water. So I actually had water. That's disgusting. Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't going for popularity points when I said it, I promise. I would have never ordered it. It was a one-off thing, right? You made me change what I ordered, right? So I went for something different.
Yeah, I always encourage people to order different stuff.
I was ordering like the meat feast or the whatever, the usuals. And Sam was like, try something. So I tried the cheeseburger pizza. And I was pretty impressed. I was like, gherkins. I was like, on a pizza? As an American, I can't condone this, yes. Well, I lived in America for 11 years.
Kinetics Red might be past Drop Bear Saturn fairly soon here. The gap is down to 0.2 of a second. Kinetics did pit a little bit more recently, but their tyres are up to temperature now. And, I mean, that's a lot of squeezing, especially when you're fighting an Aussie. So a very risky play, but
Yeah.
Orbit are holding on. Orbit currently running circles around Kinetics.
Run in circles.
That's good, that's a bit more abstract, right?
It's a little bit. It undersells the trajectory of an orbit. Kindergarten would
Sure.
picture them as circles, but they're more...
I mean, it basically is, right?
No. They're more elliptical. I'll teach you
Oh,
later.
yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, you're right, yeah. The moon is sometimes closer to us, right?
Thanks for confirming a fact I know. But yes, cheers. I'm glad you confirmed it. Brilliant.
I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. And when a team join called elliptical racing, then I'll make that pun.
Woof. Okay, so under an hour to go. And we've only just started talking about weird subjects. We've done well.
Yeah, no, it does weird things to you. This is
Oh,
commentary.
yeah.
When I say that, I mean to all commentators. It does
For sure.
tricky to concentrate. So Tyler Watson hasn't been involved in a couple of incidents. Made contact with that Delachaz car a few laps ago, and they did get a drive-through penalty for it. Actually, I'm not sure if they've served that yet.
Which team, sorry?
This team.
Oh, Aerokinetics Red.
Yeah. Also a drive-through for VPS Racing GTP, albeit I think we've already covered that one. And Altitude 3M Esports 212 as well.
Could see a move attempted here. These two are going to duke it out all the way to the end of the stint, I think. David, want to change your GTD predictions?
Well, you can't change to a Manatee. I pick Manatee.
Yeah, I'm not allowed Manatee. No, I'm going to have to suffer this one through.
Phantom just passed Delta V, by the way, for P7. There they are.
Alistair Kirk has got himself a Domino's right now.
Xander asking, are we streaming from the Corby Apex site? We are. We are streaming from the Apex Racing
We can bring up a
esports
camera.
studio.
Lewis has a magic button.
There is the move for Phantom.
There you go. Hello. This isn't my bedroom, and Sam's not here in my bedroom. This is the Apex TV studios. My bedroom does look similar. I modelled it after this room.
Yeah. You're hoping for a 24/7 stream eventually, aren't you?
No,
So
mate.
you just look at it all the time.
No,
That's your dream.
no. My wife has this funny saying. When I tell her something random, she says, you know you're not streaming right now. You don't have to tell me random facts. I'm like, oh.
That's just me.
Yeah, thanks, love. She's like, I'm not one of your viewers.
There's no need to do your annoying acts.
Yeah.
Nope. That's my personality.
Yeah. Do you have a leaderbook, Corby Centre, for people that come visit?
We don't know.
That's a great
that'd be
idea.
pretty cool, but it'd be tricky, right?
With the
Because
time model
you
changes
need
and
something which is
have to be archived.
Archived, yeah.
And an archive track.
Maybe
But-
the C7 Daytona prototype.
Let's do it. That's a really good idea.
Sure.
You agree? Archive car, archive track, set conditions.
We can set a benchmark. Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, iRacing just, even like weather changes affect.
Yeah.
But it's a great idea.
Unless we do it on a different game. Something that's not going to get R factor.
R factor.
Oh, this is tight. Very tight. Between Arashi and Walk.
Yeah?
And
Walk's
Walk
it.
are ahead.
Yeah, it's the GTP's not making this easy. So he's going to have to live to fight another day, I'm afraid.
Arashi were nearly 2 seconds slow on that last lap, so I think it was only a matter of time to walk it past.
Walk it past, brilliant.
No, I didn't say that. I said until Walk gets past.
Oh.
I've got very high standards for these ones. That doesn't make sense.
Alistair's asked if you just called, did you just say game?
Apologies.
No, I like the idea of a leaderboard. I used to have one. Oh, look at that. He is in. Great move.
To P5 now, walk racing esports.
Comes in now as this exit, which he's got the right side.
Well, he's going to lose it temporarily, but he's probably going to get back on the brakes. Nope, he just stays ahead the whole time. Nope. Oh, that's it for a moment.
But yeah, I used to run a leaderboard in my house in America. We used to ride it on the glass door, and it was actually in R Factor. You joke.
Okay.
It was in a cart around, I don't know, some track I found that was quite fun. No, long enough that there was enough technical difficulties, but short enough that people jumping in could learn it quick. We ran it for like a couple of years. Obviously, I had P1 because I grinded 60,000 hours because I wasn't going to put my name second on my own door. Yeah, it was R Factor 2. Oh, good. Well, I say good save. He stopped it, but.
And Zani 101, currently running in P11. Lost touch with Vulcan Motorsport because of that. Vulcan flying away after that spin.
Well, I said game as well. There was a time. C7 Vet, that's a good shout. Audi GTO, very good shout. Jetta, you lost me there.
Yes, he is. I mean, I cannot stress how much I love the C7 Vet.
Oh, yeah.
Or the FW31. I'm not saying we should use that. That's too tricky a car, but great arcade content.
So we've got the Portimao 1000 coming up for people that don't know. It's an iRacing official with the GT1s, the HPDs. I feel like there was something else.
The GT2s, right?
The GT2, yeah. That no one will run.
Yeah. Alex Withington saying graphics look good, iRacing. They do. This is a bit shown off because this is a fairly new scan. If we were at Interlagos, then it wouldn't look nearly as good as this. But
and everything's cranked to the max in replay mode.
yeah, yeah.
You wouldn't want to actually drive on 9 FPS.
The Apex car losing a little bit of their lead. It's down to 26.5 seconds. I don't think it's much cause for concern.
And also Tom, a little bit in traffic there, has lost about 2 seconds. Alpha Esports caught up a little bit. Not cause for concern at the moment. Lotus 49 at Silverstone Classic.
Don't mind that.
Don't mind that.
Walk Racing again alongside. This is with Delta V. So they've just got past Astral, and now we're going to see them almost go alongside up Eau Rouge and Radion. Astral might have a decent run here. But yeah, Walk trying to get up into that P4. Igor Kloss with very strong pace. Delta V up 14 places in this race. Walk up 12. We've got a GTP getting past both of us as well. But Walk up into 4th place. That might be
That's great stuff.
Or can they get one more place? I mean, we really haven't talked about Walk Racing for this whole race. He started down in 17th place, but Igor Kloss's pace has been phenomenal.
Yeah, Igor's looking very quick. I mean, how long's left? He's still in with a shot of the podium. Yeah.
I think the bad news for Igor is that his last pit stop was quite early, so he's going to have to take more fuel than the cars ahead of him.
Sure.
So he'll probably lose 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Cars behind him, though, he pitted around the same time. Maybe we'll lose out to Astral, but at least Delta V pitted at a similar time. Jamie Edwards just sneaking round, so good times right now for Walk Racing Alliance.
Yeah, Paul said shame we haven't got the Walk livery. Was it?
Yeah, I think there are a couple of bits of confusion in terms of the Walk livery. We have got it for this bio car at least. I think it's the one that has been struggling and got a drive through as well in this race. Sergio's a very good driver. Drove very well in the GT3 trophy actually here a week and a half ago. Was fighting for the race win. So I think if he'd had a clean race, he would have been right up there.
Yeah, no doubt.
VPS are on their way back. They are actually just overtaking the GTD cars. They're actually on the same lap as the GTD cars. but they're back out on track with Adrian Shaw.
The change of drivers between RD and Scuderia is night and day. Unfortunately, RD are 8.5 seconds behind. So whereas RD had not P2 locked down, but they were looking strong for it. That's really been turned on its head. No worry from behind though. Connor Nixon's at 21 seconds off of RD.
And Connor Nixon got back past Joshua Wilson, didn't he? We saw Wilson get past earlier on in the stint, quite early in the stint, and then Connor's actually got past since.
Lucas cheering on ART, Arashi racing team. So that P1, P2 gap, Alpha and Effect is holding. It got up, it started around 3, it got up to about 6.5, and now at the moment it's holding around 5. Manatee are in a different time zone at the moment. King Racing doing fine, but nice gap for them holding on to P2. Thank you, Debut. Yeah, I've been pushing for this league, the Endurance League, to come back a lot. I think it was fantastic last time. I know it got good reception. Lots of people were messaging me when it's coming back, so I'm trying to get permission to race it and do commentary in voice with Sam. So let me know what you think of that. Like, if I dedicate my top screen to the pure broadcast and all the information so I can be commentating with Sam, I think it'd be a great idea. But I get to race in it. That's what I want. I could definitely do a good job. I'll still keep up with all the overtakes and look at the replays, but I'll be driving. Guess we're on board with Tom here. Looking very strong. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Apex Racing Team took such a dominating lead early on. It looks like they're just managing it now. No, we were asking Sam also. Yeah. Did you do it last time, Walk Racing Esports? I'm just trying to remember. I remember you guys having lots of teams and lots of series. How did you get on last season in the Endurance? Because there's not enough of these endurance leagues where short endurances, a little bit of team racing that you get to prepare for. I think it's great, a great concept. But Mark, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Mate, you've cut me so deep. I watch everyone's race while driving anyway. I report on all the speed. Unbelievable, Mark. You're just salty because last time we raced, I pipped you. Just salty. You can't see past it. That's all. It's fine. You're aware of me. Oh, of course, Paul. Yeah, of course. Right, Jack Badger here, 5.5 back. I don't think he's got what it takes to catch Tom, but, you know, he's not giving up. Traffic comes, traffic goes. Traffic giveth, traffic taketh away. But yeah, Manatee looking very dominant. I mean, it's the most dominant lead now in any class. Is the lead that Manatee has. Pure Sims. Pure Sims is gone now, right? It's WSR. Right, so this is our closest battle, this gaggle here. Igor, Cyril, Ruben, but really it's just Igor on the charge. Looking at his lap times, he has got it what it takes to catch this up to get the podium, but like Sam mentioned, possibly the longer pit stop due. I don't think where, yeah, WSR, okay. Gotcha, yeah. Yeah, good team. Humble Effect, hey Emil. Humble Effect are P1, P3, and sorry, yeah, GTP, they are P6 with Joshua Wilson. But he's in a battle with Simtech. Yeah, so a few battles out there at the moment. Are you still racing, Emil? I think we spoke recently, I can't remember what you said. That Martin guy. Martin. Yeah.
So we got a replay of what happened to Cyrenek. This is just another move up into PI past Effect. And they can definitely get the Neptune car.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that guy's rapid. Cyrenek was looking very fast. Nice, Emil. Good luck. I will be cheering you on. Quietly, obviously, because I don't want to look biased. Sam gives me the look.
Simtech past orbit drop that, so up into V4, what a drive from Cyrenek. And I mean, its pit lap isn't too bad either. Pretty much everyone's on the same strat in the GTPs. A couple of drivers are going to have to fuel save a bit for their last stint. Although if you pit now, you can get to the end of the race. So this is now the opening of the pit window. Expect a few GTDs to pit soon. You don't really want to be pitting on this lap 68. Otherwise you'll have to save a little bit of fuel, but any further than that and it should be quite easy.
Just looking at Josh's pace, it's almost like he's focused on a fuel target. Maybe they're trying something for the last pit.
He did need to save a little bit of fuel, I think. So yeah, maybe that makes sense.
Yeah, he's definitely got the pace to fight these. I mean, maybe not Cyrenek. Cyrenek is looking ridiculously quick out there. Yeah, this dude. It's horrible for GT3s when they have to take that line, they can't use the pits because you just head out into oblivion with permanent understeer.
So does any of these cars come in? No, they're able to go the extra laps. That's very good news for their fuel calculations. Further back, Phantom getting the cutback. You'd be forgiven, or you could forgive Delta V for being a little bit scared of Phantom right now, as they just stay behind in P8 for now. That Phantom car looking like it's dealing with the bumps very well, floating above the circuit, one could say. And yeah, dealing with yeah, all those abrasions impressively. Not close enough for a move at the end of the Kemmel Straight though.
No, indeed. Scanning for any possible battles that are going on with the pace that's out there as well, trying to think ahead.
for Pettersson. I think may have had a spin here.
What?
Oh no! That is into the 177
I think he just...
of Joshua Wilson.
I don't know what to say. That was...
Maybe Wilson fuel saving a bit and catching him out.
I mean, that guy's 3 laps down.
Yes. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, sure. It's fuel saving. It's a 3-hour race. It's iRacing. We're always fuel saving. You're either fuel saving or you're slow. I'm not sure. I think he just missed his braking point. I think he turns. Yeah, I think he turns right, not for a move, but out of panic.
So that's really compromised the 177 now. They've had an outside chance at getting that P4. Certainly, perhaps getting a top 5, but now that is looking unlikely. Now they come into the pits as well. They're probably going to come in anyway.
Yeah,
but
still.
gets their repairs fixed or damage fixed. Apologies.
They can make it to the end, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I say I think he moved right, not for a move, and that's obviously why he went extremely deep. Because I think he's missed his braking point, moved right to not run into the back of him, and then yeah.
Very close between Phantom and Delta right now. I think, did Delta just get past Phantom? No, this is, yeah, I think they did. So Phantom trying to come back now. They're alongside. Are they braver on the brakes? Contact between the two of them, and they're both rounds.
It looked like the initial contact was netcode, and then I think the other cards overreacted. That's what I'm guessing on the replay. I don't think there was any initial contact, and then I think Jacob then tried to stay out of the way and looped it.
Oh, Orbit Dropback cannot believe all of this because everyone around them.
Oh, there was
falling by
contact.
the wayside.
And the other car was so far left. Yeah, you hate to see it. So who's this we're following right now? Frank Smits and Miguel? Yes. So Frank Smits back in the car, right? He's doing the beginning and the end?
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good driver, is Frank, so let's see.
Eric and Nexus still have another pit stop to go. Effect Simulations 208 should be good to the end of the race. I think. I don't know, it will be pretty tight if they get to the end of the race, but I think they will do it. Oh, a little bit wide. I think they're on cold tyres, and Frank Smits might have to give this one up, but he's not going to let it go without a fight.
Nope.
Appalau probably going to be into the pits as well soon. 49, lap 49, they pitted the previous time. They've been doing, what, 16 lap stints, so this would, yeah, it could well be coming in on this lap, could Miguel. And he does.
Good call. Matthew Crispy, haven't seen much. Good driver. Driving with Marco Halftassen. Currently leading the race. Well, no, it's pit stop phase, but I mean, I had to say it, right? Oh, look at that. That didn't work.
It looked nice. Yeah, this is Bruce Jackson behind VPS. I think this Air Kinetics car might be into the pits on this lap as well. They're going to go for the dive here, making sure that they get on the right side of the circuit so they can get into the pits. And there they go. That was probably the most unnecessary move you'll see this season, or attempted move. So yeah, at least they lost that other car a little bit of time. Jack Badger in the Alpha Esports car. Looks like it's going to be an easy... Is it? They're well there ahead of the Effect Simulations 201. We weren't expecting that, right?
No.
Blimey. So, 4 seconds out for esports managed to save, and this is now a battle for the win. Well, I think they just got the gap down a little bit. I wonder if we could see Paul may have put something. Paul mentioning how the 201 was held up in the pit lane because they were going 40 kilometers an hour on the entry, so maybe applied the pit the pit limiter too early.
I know even that would be below pit limiter.
And yeah, held them up by 4 seconds, and that is why ARL Esports have now got into the lead.
Yikes! Yeah, the pit stop was long. Well, Jack's pit stop was 4 seconds faster.
Yeah, that will certainly got them close.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't even find those extra couple
the pit timer, when does it start counting? I should check, like, I think every overlay is slightly different though.
So this pit time thing, that's stationary, I think.
Okay, because the stationary time of Jack was 4 seconds less.
Yeah.
And Tom had a 4 second lead. And he's right on top of each other. So if they also lost 4 seconds on entry, yeah.
Yeah, it means it's going to be a close end to this race now. It's all about Jack Badger versus Tom Griggs for the opening round of the championship.
Yeah, for sure.
Change for 4th place as well. Mir Maker MA70 have got past Scuderia Volpi. So Scuderia Volpi dropping down. Oh, albeit Scuderia Volpi, apologies, have made an extra pit stop, so no, that one does not matter.
Oh,
and
someone was facing the wrong way.
Who is that? And they have disappeared, have they? No, they're still there. Who is stationary? Is it? It's not RD, is it? No, it's Orbit Drop Bear Saturn.
Oof. Yeah, Paul, I wasn't doubting it. Sorry, I was just trying to work out the math.
As it was for...
Oh, he got hit from behind.
Yeah,
No?
got it.
Oh,
hey.
wow.
Yeah, I think just came into the pits, I think, of again on cold tyres. And he's going to need to come to the pits again, maybe?
I don't know, Wing came back, but yeah, meatball.
So the final few pit stops are being made then. I think in the GTDs, are we? No, yeah, still one more stop for pretty much all of our GTD drivers. But yeah, for our GTP and LMP2s, a lot of them are done for the evening. They've got their 4th stop done. All the LMP2s have done their 4th stop. Still got a few more GTPs to do their 4th stop.
Right, so what can Tomo cook? Two very strong drivers. The gaps between them while they were the other way around were... It looked like Tom had slight pace advantage, but they were very similar.
Here's Valkyrie competition. And another car losing it under traction at the bus stop, and they avoid the wall.
Oy.
Not a good rejoin. They might get away with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I don't know why they're losing it there like that, especially on traction. But it could just be a delayed reaction just from the bump on the inside. Just, yeah, the rear's slightly in slip and...
So this Delta V racing car ahead of Scuderia Volpi still have to pit. So he doesn't need to get too quick on this. But yeah, RD, of course, are quite far behind now.
Yes.
Do we know what happened to RD? I think
it was just pace. They slipped back from 8 seconds, and now it's 11.
Oh yeah, you did mention that Oscar was a bit slower than his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, Delta and Orbit need to pit. But yeah, it's just pace. Unfortunate.
But yeah, they should still finish in P3, like you said. I don't think, despite how fast Serhanak has been in this race, I don't think Serhanak is going to be fast enough.
Has been quick though, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, 11 seconds. Is it 11 seconds? No, it's 14 seconds, somewhere in the middle. 14, 15 seconds right now. So back with this battle for the lead, 6/10 of a second. So far, at least, Grig's not getting particularly close to making a move, but all it takes is one moment. We saw it in the battle for the, I think it was the GTP lead last year, where I think it was Mavana who were able to make a late overtake just by getting a nice run up Eau Rouge and Radion when a bit of lap traffic came along, and that got them the race win.
I mean, everything's changed for Tomo. Like, his stint was all going to be about managing traffic, managing pace, managing the gap, sort of managing. Now it's changed into, like, possibly he was on a tight fuel target. Now he's probably just trying to build up some of that fuel saving so he has enough to really bring the fight. Good tyres, you know, get himself into a nice window so that when he can fight for as long as he wants. Nothing worse than having to half-arse it constantly because you're sort of on the limit of fuel as well. Tomo's got plenty of time, so he just needs to be, look after his boots, get that tyre, fuel in the window, and then he can go full attack. But it's not going to be easy. Draft isn't so strong in LMP2. Jack's a fast driver. So yeah.
Drop Bear, Neptune have just come into the pits. I'm curious as to where they're going to come out. If they're going to be ahead of Simtech Motorsport. I think they should be behind despite taking a shorter pit stop. I think Simtech will still be ahead. Just trundling down the pit lane now. They are, no, Drop Bear, Neptune are ahead of Simtech, albeit with cold tyres, so watch out for that. They're just ahead on track, I think, from who we're watching right now.
Comey 1, cheering on Manatee. The Orbit Drop Bear Neptune was just coming out of pits, that's why I was dropping.
Yeah, if anything, they've gained.
They've gained.
Matt's edge.
Because that's the shortest pit stop of the last pit stop in lot. And I mean by a whopping like 8 seconds on Apex Racing, 7 seconds on Delta V, 6 seconds on Scuderia Volpi, 4 seconds on RD.
And 25 is pretty much as short as you can go because that's how long the tyres take, I guess. So.
Correct, and if you go any under, then you're just being penalised for taking tyres.
Exactly, yeah.
Hey, this is going to cost Tom.
That's the GTD leader, Manatee, with a 43-second gap, sprinting away from the apex, just opening up the corner.
Once you see a pole queue, you can't unsee it, can you?
No, it's ruined it. You're a bit like DiCaprio in Inception. You're planting an idea into my brain. It's ruined me. It
has. You see the tip, you see a pole queue, you're wondering what it's doing there. Wouldn't it be better if it weren't there? It looks like if it comes off, it's going to do a lot of damage to behind.
Oh, what, like a Final Destination situation? Smash through the windscreen. So Grig's closing in. He's a little bit closer than what he was on the previous lap. But as we've said plenty of times in the past, covering this series and other series, there's not much draft in the LMP2 cars.
No, I mean, I haven't driven them in a season and a half, I suppose. But I don't think it's changed aerodynamic-wise.
After second the gap, this is the closest battle out on circuit right now. There will be some other battles which come up, I think. Still got a couple more pit stops to come. I've just realised Apex Racing team haven't made their last pit stop yet. They have fuel saved a lot. Have Martial Hubert and Augustin Bernier.
This is probably Tomo's closest run, but LMP2 is tough to pass.
Dan saying Tomo's just sitting there, waiting for the perfect opportunity. Well, he's got 22 minutes. No point in rushing it.
Careful of that
It will
pool
be
cue.
tricky.
Yeah. No, it's going to be very tricky.
Mistake for Valkyrie competition. They've just lost out to Arashi and dropped down into 12th position now. And they've lost a rear wing as well.
No.
And
no.
they're squirming about. They may need to come into the pits. Is that a guaranteed meatball, you reckon?
No. I
Okay,
don't think it's guaranteed, no. It could pop back on, mate. But it doesn't look like it's going to by the way. He's probably going to lose it here, unfortunately. Wow. The LMP2 flashing light, please don't die in front of me.
He's done a trust. It's gone for them anyway.
He's staying out.
Yeah.
Mad lad. Right, let's see what happened. Oh, mate. Do not send me that Ford dock. I do not want it. What the hell? You have the most understeering car on entry that then snaps. No, thank you. No turn, no turn, no turn, all turn, all turn. Yoicks.
I think they just crashed. We just pulled. I thought it was oversteering a bit, and I was like, oh, it's probably not oversteering. Here's Randy. Oh, wow.
That's Volpe.
Yeah, second place car. They are still second place, but they're now 8 seconds ahead. I thought this car was overheating just as we pulled away, and it was.
Oi! Let's hope they don't cause any damage, because that's going to be a serious...
Oh, no, they almost saved it.
Yeah, he can't continue. Like, he can't make it round safely. Actually, iRacing. I don't know if iRacing know this, so I'm going to tell them. They've never known what a meatball flag is, ever. A meatball flag to them is, oh, you've got a dent on your door. No, that's a meatball.
Sure.
If a car is out there and is a danger to others, that's what it's invented for, iRacing.
Sure.
Not, oh, for some reason my rear right fender's got a little bit of damage, meatball. No, that's not. In iRacing, I watched Lewis Hamilton drive with 3 wheels. Are you mad, iRacing? That's a meatball. The car's dangerous, or bits are falling off it. You're a danger. Oh.
So that's the 102 and the 107. So that is Connor Nixon for Orbit holding off the
Cyrenek, yeah. So that pit stop gave him a right jump.
Yeah, because they were a couple of seconds behind, and then I think they ended up a couple of seconds ahead.
Yeah.
And now, oh, it's going to lose the Neptune car a few seconds. Oh, not a few seconds, a few tenths. Simtech car needs to stay cool. Delta V are into the pits ahead of these guys, so they'll move up a place, up into 4th and 5th now. Which would be a really good result, I think, for both teams, honestly. I think even 5th place would be a good result. I think Orbit dropped there. Great to see the step up that they've made. I think they were in the GTD category last season, but didn't have a great time of it this season. They're much more on it in this GTP. And yeah, P4 would be amazing for them. They're probably not going to catch up to RD. I think they'll both look back at their races and maybe think RD was catchable, but it's unlikely, even though they are a fair bit faster.
Oh, Josh was in chat. Hello, mate. Yeah, got to see what happened. I have no idea what he... I assume he just missed his braking. No idea.
Oh, I've just remembered that one now. That was down into Lake Kume.
Yeah, the strange one. Just
Yeah.
Josh was minding his own business, miles ahead, and that guy 3 laps down just misses his braking point, moves right to avoid, and plows into him.
Where do you think you would have finished, Josh? Do you think P4 was on the cards, or do you think you would have ended up P6? I think you were 6th or 7th when you had the incident. MA70 have sort of fallen by the wayside a little bit, so I think you would definitely had them. A couple of battles closing up in the GTDs. Kinetics Green only a bit ahead of Cube Controls. Now we've also got Delta V being caught by Melanzani, and Alpha Esports being caught by Walk Racing Esports.
Joshua with the goated reply.
Sergej. Oh, okay. I can't pronounce the surname. Oh no, okay, let's squat it back. I was going to get out of saying that surname. Zagorskis. Zagorskis. Sergej Zagorskis. Oh, Sergej, okay. Oh, okay, I was messing up. But yeah, he's barely ahead of Cube Controls, who have just come into the pits for their last pit stop. But I think Kinetics... No, they've made all their pit stops. They've made their 3 pit stops. Still got a couple more teams to pit in the GTD. Still got the 2 leaders, actually, Manatee and Astral, still to pit in GTD. Here comes Matt Edge again.
Adam saying man, the 263 is so bad on cold tyres. Yeah. Well, there's cold tyres, and there's cold tyres. They all have severities. When the track is rubbered down, especially now after, say, 2 hours of rubber going down and you go out there on...
Oh, it's very close for the LMP2 lead, so here we go.
Oh yeah, here we go.
This is very big. Alpha have just dropped a bit of speed up over Rouge and Radion, and this is a chance for Effect to retake the lead. Where have Alpha gone?
Wait.
There they are
Oh
again.
my God, what, the lag switch?
And they are still ahead, my goodness.
What was that?
Well, we cut camera, and I thought they may have had a hardware failure. And
I thought they might have banged doors, or then... I'm a bit confused.
And somehow they were still ahead. But they... At least the Alpha car was still driving as if the Effect car was there. They were still like leaving space.
When the camera cut, it looked like Tomo had gone really wide because I couldn't wonder why I couldn't see the inside car. Wow, I want that lag switch. Holy moly. Yeah, as we change camera, behind chase camera, both there. Tomo takes a wide line, cuts to the far chase, and I thought Tomo had missed the corner by a mile because my brain told me, well, there's a car on the right, and if you don't see it, that means he's wide.
Yeah.
Then it cuts to Tomo making the corner, and now I'm confused.
I was watching Back to the Future Part 2 yesterday, and that did look like he'd just reached 88 miles an hour right there, suddenly disappearing.
Yeah.
And, yeah, getting back.
Wow, the unbelievable timing. Tomo's been working, half an hour, 40 minutes for that one opportunity, and his opponent disappears. Got a run from Sinek, but this has been a feisty battle. But I think he's got enough run to clear.
Got a bit of a draft as well from the GTD, might just help him.
Oh, he's not the quickest kind of straight line, but no, he gets it done.
So up into P4 no, it's 15 seconds. They're not going to catch up to RD. I mean, he was a second and a half faster than Coveney on that last lap. How much would he need? We've got another 8 laps to go. So yeah, even if he's catching by a second and a half, he's not going to get there.
Yeah, Dan saying it looked like Tomo cut Lacum. Yeah, I mean, I would have. I think all of us would have, because you know that car's going to reappear and you don't know where. So Tomo would have just taken evasive action and, lived to fight another lap. No one's mad enough to just be like, he's disappeared, this is mine. I take racing line.
FX Simulations 177 have caught up to Vulcan Motorsport. Half a second now, the gap. They were a second faster on that last lap. They're not going to catch anyone beyond this. The next car's 47 seconds up the road.
Hardy's got it back to 8, so no more 11 back. But that was with a pit stop that was a couple of seconds shorter.
Oh, that was nervy. GTP lifting on the entry to Eau Rouge, and it sort of worked for the Vulcan car, but not enough. Not much defense put up. And the 177 back into the top 9.
Yep, nicely done.
Alpha Esports getting away a bit. 8.5 tenths to a second now. I'm not quite sure what led to that sort of opportunity, but I don't know if it was just a good run. As Astral Esports come into the pits in GTD.
Yeah, I was just about to say, what on earth has happened to Manatee's dominant lead and then P2 pits? Because I was going to ask you, who do you think will finish with more dominant win, Apex in GTP or Manatee in GTD? But it is actually looking like Apex now. I really thought it would be Manatee. Like, at one point in the race, Manatee had the larger gap.
Yeah, Volpe really dropped off in this last stint. But good work from Astral. They're up into P3 now. They've jumped CRF, I think, in that pit stop. Albeit they've got cold. Well, they don't have cold tyres because they wouldn't have changed tyres. They got old tyres. Drop the C. And yeah, they are in third place though. So we'll keep half an eye on this fight towards the end because CRF with Michel Opalka have a good chance in the closing stages. And to be fair, Astral aren't too far behind King Racing either. King Racing never really look like the second fastest team out there, but they've made 0 mistakes from what we've seen. And they're almost there. They're almost into that runners-up spot, which is pretty much a win, considering how dominant Manatee have been.
Alistair in chat, LMP2 best class. That statement is close to be true.
It's true.
The statement to be correct, though, is LMP2 used to be. No, I kid. I used to love LMP2, I really did. It was I mained it for a very long time. Actually, if you go to like those iRacing stats that tell you your all-time most cars, tracks, all those stats, my most driven car, my most raced in is the LMP2. But that's obviously helped by the fact there's no, you know, in GTD and GTP and other classes, there's cars to pick from. But yeah, LMP2. It is a good car. The day they added a metric ton of dirty air and removed all the draft, it was a shame because the balance almost shifted where being really close was like, yeah, it was almost like wiser in a long run to avoid being super close. And then it became, because of the lack of draft, it became super about fuel saving, which obviously I enjoy, but it's a lot, you know, if you're doing 45-minute races all day long. But me and Sam have held that wheel rim.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
It's amazing. We had Cosworth here, and they let us hold the wheel while we did the podcast. We kind of hoped they'd just go home, but they actually did have to come into the studio and take it back.
We had 2 of them, didn't we?
Yes.
We did at one point say, oh, you only gave us 1. Remember?
Yeah.
But they're very smart people. Going to get held up here. It's Tom Griggs. And the chances are slipping by. He needs a bit of luck now with the traffic.
Walk Racing Esports saying we need ARL LMP3 GT4 TCR. That is a great combo.
What combo?
LMP3 GT4
okay.
TCR.
Yeah. You know what? It would be cool to have that for this series, but in the end, these are the popular cars.
Participation, yeah.
So, and we're not confident enough getting, you know, 50+ teams with that. But yeah, I would love a, European Le Mans series.
Yeah.
Lineup.
But just so everyone knows, like, I'm going to warn you now, the LMP3 GT4 series will have, GT3's joining it in the near future in iRacing. And you heard it from me. I'm sorry, because of IRL. They've added GT3s to that series IRL.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's completely based off the, what's the series called?
Is it IMSA Michelin? Michelin Pilot?
No, not Michelin Pilot anymore. It's called the VP. IMSA VP.
Right.
IMSA VP Sports. IMSA VP Sports Car Challenge. That's it. We have the iRacing Sports Car Challenge. Yeah, they've added GT3s to the mix with GT4s and LMP3s. I'm sorry. Like, you can check, and I know
there's not enough GT3 action. Like, what? You know,
once the Falcon, once that Falcon sponsor expires, you're going to see what the series is called. It's called the IMSA VP Sports Car Challenge. And if you look at the 2020, like the next season's class lineup, yeah, it's GT3 mixing it with LMP3 and GT4. So basically what I mean is it's over. It's apps. The poor LMP3s, man.
Imagine might be held up here. He's got 2 GTD cars to deal with. He's got past one very quickly. Get held up by one into No Name. Looks like they're both going to be in the same situation.
Yeah, Tom's going to be... Yeah, they're going to both lose out here for sure. So it's about surviving, getting off your exit, and can Tomo get this guy on the left? Oh, he's not going to clear this guy.
He might not lose too much time through Puon though. Can he get underneath through
Nicely
the second
timed,
time?
nicely timed. Oh, see me, see me. That's what he's shouting.
Yeah.
With more French. Exactly, but yeah, it's going to happen.
Astral Esports, by the way, have held on to P3 in GTD. They're still 8 tenths ahead of CRF, so it looks like Astral are going to hold on to a P3, which would be a very good result, a very good strategy call by those. Wow! 3 wide, altitude 3.8. This is the battle for 17th place.
Oh no!
And they collide.
Oh no, he lost it. Man, just take the 1x.
I think that was with XRL, was it?
Yeah, so I mean, the guy did nothing wrong. He just lost the rear on the curb, but the racing line is further out than that. Let's be real. I suppose he is going quite slow. Let's see. Oh no, his line's fine. What? From that angle, it doesn't look like he lost the rear.
Yeah, it looks like the 3M car came across it.
I'm not sure. It looked so different when we saw it from the other chase, though. Boy.
Astral.
Oh, that's why. Who was that? Looked like a spun prototype.
He's at the front of the lap. Could be Air Kinetics purple, maybe? It wasn't. It was VPS. Adrian Michaud. A tough time of it today. Locks the rear brakes.
Whoa, that's an old school lock.
Bauke racing into the pits, not that matters too much. This is still about for P3. Astral looks so comfortable like half a lap ago. I said they got the gap up to 8 tenths, but maybe just one bit of traffic. And now, these two teams who have been, I think they were batting like this on lap 1, honestly. I remember the 2 red and black liveried cars, and they're still glued to one another. And they're both catching up to King Racing as well. Gap's down to 2.5 seconds, but they're not going to quite get there in time. But great battle between, yeah, King Racing, Astral, CRF, Air Kinetics. We had a couple of others involved in that earlier on as well.
Who's racing for TWR? At the moment, it's Lucas Diaz.
Manatee apologises for making it so boring in GTD. You can do you. Altitude were pushing you a bit in the early stages. Unfortunately, they dropped out. Otherwise, I think you would have only won by about 20 seconds today.
Kim Young understeer.
There is the lead Manatee car. And here is the lead LMP2 car. 0.75, the gap. Awesome to see Alpha really take a step up. They have been in our past 2 seasons in this, but always sort of a 3rd or 4th place car. They always sort of on their good days get a podium, but most of the time sort of in 4th or 5th. But this season really looks like they're going to be a championship contender. They've got a very strong squad, very high I-rated squad.
Yes, indeed.
And yeah, this is sort of what they need. Would go into round 2 with a 7-point advantage if it ends like this.
Great recovery race.
There's been a crash for Cube Control's Reporto
yep.
Corsa, and they have retired, unfortunately. I think they were running in P16.
Yeah, I think they're just towed. Oh, they run out of fuel?
No, there's damage on
Oh,
the back.
yeah, you're right. He's... Let's see.
So this is a bit earlier. I hope he didn't pick up the damage here, otherwise he's gone past the pit lane.
Well...
Wow.
He just... That's on the GTD, right? Why would you take the inside line? Well, I don't know. We didn't see the closing distances for sure. Yeah, I'm being way too presumptuous. I mean, it was netcode, but... there is live stewarding, yeah. Well, they're doing the best they can. But yes, there's been...
There's not been too many protests, actually. There's only been 22.
Only 22?
Trust me. It can get a lot higher than that.
How many penalties have been handed out?
About 12.
Okay. And what's the minimum penalty at drive-through?
It could be like 5-second penalty, but a drive-through is so weak around here that genuinely it's a good thing to go for.
Just to be clear, we're not the live stewards. We can barely keep up with the data we're seeing on our screens.
We haven't got like an AI taking in what we say and then being... I think they said 5 seconds there, so yeah, 5-second penalty, I think. Oh.
Right, so this is Tom's best chance. What's the gap? 3/10.
You know what? These guys are not going to quite be lapped. Apex Racing team are just coming into the bus stop now to start their final lap. So these guys have got 2 more laps to go.
Right, can it be under 4/10 out? Under 5/10 here. Let's see. 4-3.
Yeah, it's not close enough though, right?
4-2. For a clear pass, no.
Badger might pull some shapes as well.
No, I mean, like, he's gained 1/10 so far. What is with those sparks? They look strange.
I mean, so he was 0.43 behind coming out of La Source. He doesn't need to be a whole lot closer. If he was maybe 0.35,
you just can't, like... Yeah, it's... The closer you get, the more dirt you get, the more dirt you get, the hotter your tyres, and it's harder to get your throttle down. Like, it's just... Yeah.
And there's barely any more traffic for these guys to find, it seems.
Top amount of T1 there was almost maximum, and it's tough in LMP2. But yeah. Oh, the LMP2's already seeing white flag.
These guys aren't. These guys are... Oh no, I was being thick.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah,
really thick.
No, they've been passed, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, no, yeah, this is it.
Last stop send, question mark? No, I mean, this just won't be close enough. So that big incident we saw into Blanchimont, just before Blanchimont, there's 2 laps for the end.
So here we go then. It is going to be a round 1 victory for Apex Racing team. Marshall Huber takes the spoils, and they win by over a minute compared to their nearest rivals. In the LMP2s, unless it is an incredible ascent from the 201 Effect Simulations car, it looks like Alpha Esports, by staying right in play all the way to the end, are just going to take the first race victory of the season. Manatee Racing Green take the GTD victory meanwhile. And there is Alpha Esports. Jack Badger, great performance, and then they did not put a foot wrong all day long and take the first race win of the season. Scuderia Volpi by P1 Sim, they're going to be second place in the GTPs. And we see the rest of the runner-up as well. King Racing, what a performance from them. And Astral Esports just about hold off Sierra Epic Motorsport. That was a great final few laps from Garrido in order to withstand that pressure.
Yep, indeed. Yeah, good race. Tough. Spa always was going to be there. Where is round 2?
Monza.
Oh. Now we're talking. And what are we going for? Chinese or pizza?
Oh, we're going Chinese this time, huh?
For next week. I want to plan ahead. I want strategy to be
next
down.
round is in 3 weeks.
3 weeks, okay.
So yeah, we could maybe look at that. Colin Nixon across the line for Orbit dropped a great result for them. They did lose out to Simtech with about 10 minutes to go. Simtech were only 6 seconds behind RD in the end. Another 4 laps, and they could have gotten the podium. But an amazing comeback drive from Matej Suhanek to get somewhere close. And these are just the final few cars to cross the line. Unfortunately, we have an issue with our audio today, which means that we cannot have any interviews with drivers. So apologies for that. It would have been great to have a chat with a few of you.
We'll just double the amount of interviews for round 2. We'll do this round and next round.
Well,
next
yeah,
week.
as long as I can leave at 10:30. Yeah, you can take them. You can take as many as you want, honestly.
If you leave me Chinese left over, deal.
Sure.
Deal.
Yeah. Okay.
Prawn crackers and some egg fried rice.
Well, a really fantastic round 1 of the championship. and we might be able to get the results. Wow, these results look really good. I was really concerned that this results screen was going to look really bad with the logos, because I hadn't actually checked it. Actually, it looks really...
You're
looks
brave
really neat.
with no back transparency, though.
Oh, that's just the default for this.
Gotcha, yeah.
But yeah, for this, yeah, I cannot read that Season 1 right now. But you can see the results of Apex Racing Team winning out. I won't go through all the results. But so yeah, Apex dominated. But Scuderia Volpe, great result, albeit it felt like all the GTP teams were strong in one part of the race and then would fall back in other parts.
Yeah, I felt like GTP was very dominated by poor qualifyings. Like, a lot of the top 5 teams were up 5 positions. I just felt like, yeah, qualifying wasn't super on point with the GTPs.
And yeah, Volpe had such a good first stint. If it weren't for that qualifying and that first stint, they would have probably been a few places down. But yeah, that sort of early lead that they built up was very important.
Yep.
They can see the results in the LMP2s. Effect Simulations 208, not far behind, really, even though we didn't talk about them much.
Yeah, great comeback, though. Again, I don't actually know it's Frank. It's at GTP, the qualifying mess up. Yeah, great, very strong there. Obviously, the P1 battle might have been decided by pit road, unfortunately not out on track, but Alpha drove very well. You know, they maximised everything they had on track, and yeah, I mean, Effect Boys missed out, but ran a very strong race, very dominating race. And nice to see Alcatech up in P4.
And Manatee absolutely cruised towards the end. They were 40 seconds clear. I think it could have been more than that if they were pushing. And King Racing doing an amazing job to hold off Astral with that very long pit stops, and had a very short final pit stop. Didn't take tyres and managed to stay ahead. And actually, everyone down to 13th place still managed to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, it was a shame to lose the Altitude 338 car. I think they were quite a strong car. Maybe not Manatee level of strong. But yeah, I mean, Manatee ran their own race. The P2 battle was the closest thing out there in GTD.
And not many retirements. I don't think we'll go the rest of the season potentially with so few retirements.
No,
we
agreed.
only had like 5. So I'll take that. I was thinking there might be 5 on lap 1. But we got the 3 hours with minimal retirements and not that many penalties either. So really good driving from the vast majority of the field. But yeah, looking ahead to next time at Monza, it's a circuit that we visited for Season 1 of this championship, and we head back there next time. Is that one that you look forward to when it comes to multi-class racing, driving in it?
Yeah, I mean, I love Monza. I think it's a fantastic race circuit. Yeah, people go on about T1, but just qualify pole, it's easy. No, I think Monza's a great racetrack. It does work for multi-class. Yeah, it's a little bit more... you need to think ahead because of the big chicanes and how cars come off of it. I think it's going to be great racing, really good racing. It will separate the field a little bit more. Spa, everyone's quite good at. Monza, a little bit more technical. How you ride those curbs, how you manage the off tracks. I think it's going to be good. I love Monza, especially if it rains every now and then.
We'll see. Well, I think the forecast will be made in about a week. I'd like it to rain.
Yeah, but not iRacing rain. Like, I want it to start sunny, the rain clouds come in, they pass, and right at the end they come back in again. Not this rain on, stay on. Not interested in that.
Well, we'll see. Next week, I think in Porsche Cup, we've got a 1% chance of rain. See, we can get excited about that.
1% does mean a lot in iRacing terms.
Yeah, it could rain. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. So that's everything for us. Unfortunately, like I said, we can't do any interviews today, but we'll try to get some more interviews for the next round. Sign-ups for this are currently closed, but they might reopen. So check out over the next 3 weeks the ApexRacingLeague.com website to see if entries have reopened. But we've got 4 other series currently open for that. We've got the Foxtecker GT3 series for US time zone. We've got the GT3 trophy as well for the European time zone. We've got 1 more round of Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup. That's next week. You can still sign up for that. And we've also got the Apex Racing League Touring Car Britain, which has been a phenomenal series to broadcast so far. Over 30 cars will be taking part in the second half of the championship, and that comes back in a couple of weeks' time. So you can register for that. Check out all the brands as well below. And thanks to SDK Gaming for bringing us this fantastic overlay, and obviously Apex Racing Academy. If If you want to get better setups and track guides, do go to apexracingac.com. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, and from David Sampson and everyone here at the Apex Racing TV esports studio, we're going to say goodbye. And we'll see you back for round 2 of the Apex Racing League Endurance 2025 at Monza. See you then.
Ciao.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.